Yeah, exactly. Bam. Okay, guys, spend your XP. Let's do this.
Okay. Well, I think actually I have to check my. That's what I forgot to do. Check my character sheet here. I
Oh,
know I have to buy read write.
read right. Okay. And you
Yeah.
were learning this along the way, if I recall correctly.
Right, because we were saying how it's kind of impossible to do this. That's what I wanted. Impossible to do this adventure without people who know how to read and write. So let me just make sure. I think I checked it on my sheet.
Oh
I'm
shit.
holding on to my XP for now.
Yeah. Oh shit, I just noticed. Damn, I'm going to need Jason soon. Really soon. I hope he'll arrive.
Here, I'll text him real quick and see what's going on.
Yeah, I've written to him on Facebook and on Discord, and
Well, he
unfortunately,
was.
yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, this scenario kind of requires of the involved present. Um,
If we can't play today, I'm fine with that. I'm free next weekend too. Like,
I can do next weekend, unfortunately. That's the thing. I already have stuff, sorted out with the wife, and yeah, don't want to change that. Married life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've bought Read and Write, right?
Yes, and I think I have enough to buy something else, but I need to look and see. I'm just gonna write it down here in the advanced skill section.
Okay. What about you, Brian? What do you want to buy?
I'm gonna hold on to my XP for now. I have to do a new flow chart because I just advanced careers last session.
Okay. Oh, remind me, how many points did you guys get last session?
It was 150.
And you, Brian?
No, we all got
Oh,
150.
150.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
okay,
everybody
okay.
got this.
So technically, I got 180 because I got the extra 30.
Okay, 150, 180. Okay, but it's like 150. So, okay. Set me quickly. Okay.
What is too many arrows? Would you say?
Too many? I don't know.
Yeah.
40, 50, probably.
Okay.
Like it depends. If you have a few quivers, it's not strange. You can have like 50 arrows on you. It's probably not
Okay,
very
yeah.
comfortable to walk with 50 arrows. I imagine, but
I have 22, and that sounded like the high end of what I would carry.
yeah, 22 for is a reasonable amount, I think. Honestly. Okay, let's start
'Cause I
and
try to reuse them when I can.
yeah, well you can pick them. It's like always. I think it's either a agility test or like a 50-50 chance that the arrow will be usable. I think it's based on agility. So let's start. We return to the Thousand Thrones. Last time you went to Talaheim, or rather, let's start from the beginning. You've left Wolfenburg behind because, as it turns out, Karl is supposedly still alive, and he was taken to Talaheim by Brother Frederick, a senior priest of Mor, because there's a seer in Talaheim, Madame Yaga. She's supposedly the real deal. She tells your fortune. Karl went there to ask for for what to do next for his future, and then he was supposed to return. And you guys were sent after them to make sure that they will return safely. The kid killed during the play was a double.
Yes.
You arrive there eventually in a coach driven by a pair of friendly but very vulgar coachmen. Well, actually, coachman and coachwoman. And when you've arrived in Talgat, it seemed like a major battle took place there, not long before. You eventually located Madame Yaga's place in Little Kislev after hiring, if I recall correctly, a friendly Kislevite, Oleg, to take you there.
Yes.
You stayed in Balalaika, a seedy but rather pleasant Kislevite tavern. You drank some kwas, which is vodka. You've eaten pielmeni, your traditional Kislevite cuisine. It was generally good. And Madame Yaga, when you've arrived at her place, she didn't recall any child, matching Karl's description. She did, however, told you your fortunes, and she had a vision about the Garden of Stone and a child taken from there by men with the faces of coal. You've rushed to Talaheim's Temple of Mor, which your previous characters knew rather well, especially Jason's character, Vincent, and you found a dead man there, a dead priest of Mor, who right before he died scribbled something on the floor. And let me just quickly see, strange symbols, which by the way you can see on the main screen and in the handout section. You've then exited the Eye of the Forest, returned to Talgat, and located the coal burners or charcoal burners camp, where you were told that yes, a couple of charcoal burners did pass through this place not too long ago, and they had a strange child with them, a very special child, as the speakers, as the man that you were speaking to told you, and that they left towards Stirland, if I believe.
Towards the
Wordbad, the capital of the province of Stirland. So that's that. And you've by this point, the entire trip has been paid by Father Helmut. Now, however, if you want to go further, you need to pay for it yourselves, and eventually, of course, you get the receipt, and eventually the money will be given back to you by Father Helmut.
Yes.
And if I recall correctly, you've boarded the coach and you are driving towards Wordbad. Yeah, it's.
I've got my horse, Janelle, right?
Yeah. Of course, you're riding on your horse while Conrad, Nils, and Francisco are riding in the coach. Nils and Francisco are feeling a lot better right now, so they are, so they can ride in the coach and not on top of the coach, which is actually pretty good because it's still. Spring is coming, but it can still be rather cold, especially in these parts of the Empire. The fare is 7 gold crowns per day, by the way, with a surcharge of 3 gold crowns for nighttime departures. The coachman told you that the journey will take 5 days by coach. So my question is, did you pay Lothar and Karin the required fee? Because I don't remember that.
No, we when we finished the session last time, I was like, we were going to get them, and we were going to then head to Wordbad, and so
it's 35 gold.
35 gold. Okay, I do still have that, so
you are given another receipt, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because 7 gold crowns per day. You're not departing during the night, so that's good. So it's only or it's only for 35 gold crowns, which is still a lot of cash. But it's not too bad, right? So
right now we have it, so we don't have to
right now you have it, and you're on your way. in 5 days you'll be arriving at Woodbat. You are driving there. Cadvale, you're on your horse. The rest of the party is in the coach. Yeah.
I'll go out like 100 yards ahead or something.
All right. Karl and Lothar told you that the village of Waldfarte will be is the furthest they go before resting their horses, and that there's an inn there called the Countess Elbow. So that's the furthest they can go today, just so you know.
Okay.
Because they won't travel during the night.
Okay, got it. I'm trying to think of because I think we're gonna run out of money soon.
That's what it's called, by the way.
I have money and Francisco has money, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Nils also has a bit of cash, so of course
Well,
he will he will share, right?
forest fart.
Yeah, that's that.
I'm feeling really, really guilty being back in the forest after partying it up with the humans the day before.
Oh, okay. Right.
Like the spirits are watching me and making fun of me.
Well, you are, if I recall correctly, Cadvale is actually conflicted, right, about his part in all of this. Yeah. So you can see that, Conrad. You can see that the elf is quite uneasy. But it is what it is. You're driving down the. Wait a second. I believe it's the Old Forest Road. You're driving south along the Old Forest Road, one of the oldest roads in the Empire. It's sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's an unpleasant journey because the coach shakes very heavily, but it is what it is. So what can you do? Eventually, after a whole day of traveling, Lothar and Karin arrive at Waldfarte. It's like I've said before, it's a small village, very small even, and there's a single inn, the Countess Elbow. They park their couch right outside the inn, and they open the door to the interior. Lothar says, "All right, that's it for today. We're staying here. We'll move out tomorrow morning. After that, there are still 2 more villages, Lippstedt and Warkhafen. Before the Old Forest Road enters the wooded Farlik Hills, right? Until we'll enter the Farlik Hills," says Lothar, "we should be good, should be safe. But when we enter Farlik Hills, you guys should be on alert constantly. Because there are many clans of herdsmen there, turned outlaws. Just so you know. Now, let's go get some sleep. I don't know, you want to sleep here?"
Where's here
In the coach.
Sure.
It will be it won't be very comfortable, just so you guys know. I mean, it's up to you. It's not like you'll be, tired, but it won't be like sleeping in a real bed.
I feel okay with that. I'm not gonna. I mean, I figure Francisco, now that he's not sick, won't mind as much.
Okay.
I don't know about Niels or.
I'll actually go inside.
You want to sleep inside, alright. Nils
In-
will remain
in the end.
Alright. Nils, actually Nils also wants to remain, go inside. You see that he obviously has trouble resting and sleeping. He's got this haggard look about him, tired look.
Mhm.
I need to meditate in seclusion on my faith in Sigmar. Excuse me, friends. I will need to rest alone tonight, he says, and he enters the inn. Right. So, Catvale, if you want to stay here, the night costs a silver shilling.
Okay, I'll pay it.
All right. Nils also stays. Francisco stays with you, Conrad. He says that
Okay.
he doesn't really need to sleep inside, and that's
Does
it.
that come with a drink?
No, actually not. Unfortunately.
I'll have a drink in the corner by myself.
All right. By the way, guys, you are hungry, just so you know. So whether you want to sleep alone or not, you probably should have something to eat.
Yeah, I'll go in and have dinner for sure.
All right. You're all eating together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. All right. The interior of the inn is quite busy at this time. There are a lot of like coachmen here, travelers, charcoal burners, and woodsmen. So yes, that's that.
At 'em.
What?
So I look at the charcoal burners suspiciously.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are after charcoal burners, so probably asking here would be probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Now you've sat at the table. By the way, the meal here with a drink will cost each of you 10 pennies. The prices are a bit high, but this area has been hit hard by the war, and you're far from the civilized Rakeland. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Again.
So 12 pennies per shilling.
Yeah.
And what? So 10 so essentially four shillings, and then I'll get back. Actually, no. Damn it. So it's 40 pennies.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, you're paying for it?
Yeah, might as well.
You were given lager, each of you, a mug of lager, and when it comes to meals, onion pie. Pretty good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, pretty good. Oh wait, Jason wrote to me. Second. Oh, he forgot. Okay. Oh, this happens. Okay, so unfortunately I will have to do this important part without him. Okay. So you are given the onion meal, lager, a few slices of bread. You are sitting in this rather, it's not exactly dirty, but it's dusty here, in Dusty Tavern, surrounded by all of the ragged woodland people. You look around, and of course, like I said, there are charcoal burners here, and you can see them. Ragged types, tough types, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy your meal. It's much better than anything you had in the crusade. Honestly, what do you guys want to do?
I think we should try to ask the local charcoal burners if they've seen these other guys passing through town with a kid. What do you think?
I'll go with you to help out. I think you should lead the conversation.
Maybe
To-
Francisco
give
says
me- give-
maybe we should ask the bartender. You know, charcoal burners. They seem like a tight lot. They might think that we want to do something bad with their friends.
well, we do, but
Oh yeah.
but yeah, okay. The bartender is a good place to start. You are correct.
I mean, it's like yeah.
All right, so gossip is it, or do you want me to just fellowship?
By the way, sorry, I'm eating at the same time, but I didn't had a chance to have a meal today, so excuse me. I can mute myself if that's
No, you're good.
too bad. Okay. You approach the bartender. He looks at you right after serving a plate of beer mugs to one of his serving wenches. Oh, hello there, sir. Meal not to your liking? He asks.
No, the food is delicious. I just had a question for you.
Oh, really? Yes. Please.
We're looking for a few men who may have passed through here with a boy, a charcoal burner. Have you seen anybody like that?
You mean a few men with a frightened and exhausted boy in tow, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes. They've headed south. They've headed south, sir. Bite out aren't right for children to work so hard at such a tender age. It was, I think, half a day ago, maybe less.
Are we heading north right now?
No, you're
No,
heading
we're-
south.
we are heading away from Talabheim towards
Wurdbat, yeah.
which is south of Talabheim.
Did they speak with any of the locals?
I don't recall, sir. I only recall the fact that they had this child, and that the boy was very tired, sir. Says the innkeeper, as he looks quite suspiciously at you, Cadveo.
I pulled
Yeah, I
my
don't-
hood back so he could see my face, so he's not freaked out.
He looks even more suspiciously at you.
It freaks out even more.
Yeah.
But don't mind my friend. He's all right.
Oh no, I
you.
didn't say anything, sir. I didn't say anything.
Racist.
Yes. Well, anyway, that's what I saw when it comes to this exact topic, sir. Yes.
Yes, thank you, my good man, and my compliments to the chef. The onion pie is delicious.
Thank you. I will give your compliments to my wife, of course. She's she's our cook here.
As it should be.
Yes. and I'm the cock.
Yes.
No, just kidding. That's the wordplay, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I will send her my compliments. You will be staying for the night, sir?
No, I think my friend, some of our party will be staying inside. The others of us will be roughing it tonight.
Very well. Just so you know, I have only a few empty rooms left. The traffic is rather high, so if you want to rent rooms, I think now is the best time.
Didn't I already do it? There's one silver.
Yeah. It's just for for the role play sake. I'm saying that right after that you've rented rooms. Each of you, I mean you and Nils have a single room each. Actually, not right next to each other. In fact. All right. So, Cadveo and Connacht, you return to the table. Nils looks at you with this haggard look of his. So, what did you learn?
Yes, they passed through here maybe a half a day ago
Oh, all right.
with a boy in tow.
So we're not far behind them, says Francisco. While stuffing his face with a pie. The pie. Maybe we'll reach them before Wurdbat, right?
I'm going to try to impress upon Karen and Lothar to try to make haste in the morning.
Good call. We still have coin, we can pay them extra.
Yep.
Perhaps you two should try to socialize with some of the charcoal burners. Perhaps they talk to the people that came through.
I don't know if that's a good idea, says Francisco. Like I said before, I think that such a tightly knit group, it could mean trouble, for us.
I think we were lucky to get the information we got out of the last group.
Yeah. Remember, they weren't really talkative, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think we should look out, but it's up to you, Cadveo. If you want to speak with them, go ahead. Honk.
No, I don't do so well with your kind.
Wow. In that case, I guess let's finish this meal and let's go to beds. Because that's true, you are kind of tired. The coach that you're traveling in is rather comfortable, the Tunnelway company coach. But it's still, the Old Forest Road is kind of bumpy. And so it's rather hard to, relax and rest during your travels. You can feel the tiredness overwhelming you. So, after finishing the meal, Conrad, you and Francisco return to the coach to rest.
Yes.
Cadveo, you go to your room, which is like, a small single-windowed place with just cot, a small wardrobe dresser, a single chest, and pretty much that's it. It's reasonably clean. Reasonably.
I feel really awkward in there, and I just kind of sit on the bed for a long time.
Yeah. Cadveo, roll me perception, ear-based.
Perception what?
Perception test. Based on your hearing, so you might have bonuses if you have like acute hearing, stuff like that.
Let me check for hearing.
You've passed it either way.
I have excellent vision.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have the sight-based one. But I'm not there anyway.
So unfortunately, that's not. You should have excellent hearing. Oops. But you've passed either way, so it doesn't really matter. Wait a second.
You hear Niels being a vampire.
Yes. No, unfortunately not. But Cadvale, when you finished, unpacking your stuff, you lay in bed, you try to sleep, and you hear sounds coming from Nils' room. At first, you think it's like it sounds like a prayer, but then you think you hear a second voice. You don't exactly hear the words, but you think that you hear two voices coming from the room.
Is it a distinctly different voice than Nils?
Yeah.
Or is it him talking to himself?
It kinda is, yeah.
But is like one like really high pitched, and one's really.
Well, Nils doesn't has a high pitched voice anymore. He doesn't even stutters anymore. He has this normal soft voice. This second voice is a bit more like deep, guttural, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like conversation.
Yeah. You also hear the sounds of whipping.
Weeping or whipping?
Whipping.
Self-flagellation.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sean. That's that.
Or they're having a weird time in there. Yeah, I think that's where my mind's gonna go with it. Is that like Nils is hiding some like sexual desires or something, and he picked up somebody in the tavern.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Ro, you have common knowledge Empire?
Yeah, I do.
Ro.
Okay.
Let's see.
Really, because my mind's going Total Recall.
Quaid. No, all right, yeah. So, you're sure that it's about that, you know. Nose is just being drilled by someone. Okay. I mean, you know, in Elven society, this is nothing. This is nothing like unnatural. It's actually pretty common. You know, to even have a few partners of various sexes. So
I
don't.
mean, I think it's weird for a priest, and it's clearly a dark secret he has. But like,
Well, you don't really know that about human priests. You know, if they're so strict as to condemn things like that. Francisco and Conrad, you almost immediately went to sleep. You know, and you just start snoring inside the coach, sorry.
Mhm.
Next day, you, Lothar and Karin, with a slight hangover, wake you up, Conrad and Francisco. Come on, you ready to go, or you want to grab something to eat? Asks Lothar. You can smell the alcohol from him.
We should get something. We should get something to eat, and then let's see if we can pick up the pace a little. We're only a half day behind these guys.
I understand, but
Yep.
we don't want. You're not there, Calveo. You're not there yet.
okay,
We don't want to hurt our horses, Master. What's your name? What's your surname?
Oldenhaller.
Master of Oldenhaller. Okay.
Bogenhofen.
No, it's from known. It's from the Oldenhaller contract. Master Oldenhaller, familiar name for some reason. We don't want to hurt our horses. If you want us to, you know, pick up the pace, that will cost you. Says Karin.
We may need to pay that cost.
All right. Well, we'll prepare the coach. You go grab your comrades and grab something to eat. All right.
Will do.
Excellent. You enter the inn. Cadveo, you exit your room. Meanwhile, and at the same time, you see that Nils exits his. He looks at you, smiles. Oh, Master Elf, how was your night?
I look at him with kind of a confused look, like I'm expecting someone else to come out of the room, or
No one else comes out. You see.
it was peaceful. How was yours?
Well, spent in meditation, honestly, and praying to Sigmar. You know.
Praying to Sigmar.
Yes, as holy types, we tend to do those things, praying to our gods.
I just kind of smile at him and put my hand on his shoulder and then walk past him.
All right. Oh yeah, I mean he like, you know, smiled back at you. You see Francisco and Conrad entering the tavern. Francisco and Conrad, Conrad. You see Cadveo, you know, removing his hand from Nils's shoulder. You see Nils smiling at him. It's rather strange. No, just kidding, of course. But it's actually good to see that you know, that the elf is not so feral. You know, is that he's actually good with people. After all, you are in the Empire, and well, the elder races, except for dwarves, are not always really welcomed here. But it seems that your elf, at least, manages to be this friendly, kind of chap. You take a seat at the table. At this point, there are also quite a few people: hunters, trappers, charcoal burners, coachmen, messengers. They are all preparing to start their day right by eating breakfast and then, going about their duties. And so, if you want to eat breakfast, then it's 4 pennies per person. Who's paying?
I can pay that 4 pennies per person.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I presume that you've only paid for the meals, Sean. Catvale paid for a room himself, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how much was the room? I
1 silver.
1 silver. Thank you. One silver. Because I also need to deduce this from Nose's sheet. So it means it's 20 silver in crown, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Right. You sat at the table. Francisco, looks at you. How was your night, guys? He asks. As you are, a tired-looking middle-aged waitress brings you the same onion pie from before. and
I just put in the notes that I secretly think Nils is a homosexual now.
and actually, rather interesting, a small pitcher of peach juice. Actually, yeah, peaches with onions. I'm not sure if that's a good combination, honestly.
Yeah.
On pork, it is actually.
What? Sorry?
Peaches and onions cooked with pork is actually really good.
Oh, okay. So it won't induce like
As a drink, it might be weird.
Yeah, that's.
No.
I'm
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm mainly talking about the eventual like stomach cramps, stuff like that. I'm not sure because I know that peaches don't mix well with everything, or maybe it's pears. I don't remember. No, I think it's peaches. Anyway, you've been given a pitcher of peach juice and some leftover onion pies. Unfortunately, this is a place like that. It's. These people, they won't throw away anything. So, asks Francisco, next time I'm also grabbing a room in an inn. Let me tell you, it's I don't mind sleeping with you, Conrad. I mean, in the same wagon, of course, but my everything hurts. My bones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Catvale, you've lost your tongue or something?
No, I'm kind of watching Nils like to see how he reacts to this conversation.
He's not even looking at Francisco. He's just eating his food and mumbling something under his nose, which he does these days almost constantly. Well, I guess you're not the talkative type still, says Francisco as he chows on onion. What do you say, Conrad? Should we rent rooms next time?
Oh, maybe.
I
was just getting worried about money, but I forgot you guys also had money, so.
You don't have to worry, says Nils. I still have quite a few gold crowns. I mean, a few, but it should suffice for this trip. And
I think that UK Mon should enjoy the luxuries of life while you can.
The elf has the right of it, says Francisco. Listen to him. We live in tough times, right? Like, in Estalia, we learn to enjoy little things, like the beautiful senoritas, dancing in the streets, the flamenco dance. You know flamenco? It's a beautiful dance, the dance of love.
The dance of those pink birds that stand on one leg.
No, friend Conrad, these are flamingos. It's not the same. But I'm curious as to how a person like you knew about flamingos. There's a story to that, I'm sure.
I think I heard about him from some of the other foreign mercenaries that I worked with.
No doubt from Estalia. We have everything in Estalia. Everything is just fantastic. We have warm weather. We have the beautiful sun. We have the sea. The sea, my friends, is just marvelous. It's we also have the mariachi. The traveling singers. And
leftover onion pies.
What?
So leftover onion pies, and I kind of hold my.
Yeah, and those those singers. Let me tell you, sometimes they're more than they seem to be. I've heard about one of them carrying a case full of pistolas. Yes. Very dangerous people they are, very dangerous, but also incredibly skilled. Much more than, and don't take this as an offense, Nils and Conrad, but much more than your minstrels here. Yes. No, and our food is just wonderful. Quesadilla, for example. And our our wines are just... Especially from the Bilbali region, let me tell you. You see that, yeah, he has this kind of manic energy about him. He's like really excited. So, you finish your meal as Francisco just, bombards you with information about his home country and flamingos. And then you move out. Outside, you see that Lothar and Karin, while still suffering from the hangover, did in fact manage to prepare your coach for future travels. Karin approaches you, the red-headed woman. The coach is ready, mein Herren. We can move out immediately. If you want us to move quicker, you have to pay, unfortunately.
Yes, I think we want that.
It will be 3 gold crowns per day. Of course, you don't have to pay right now you only have to pay 3. If we catch with the man that you're chasing, then you won't have to pay anymore, right?
Right. Okay, sounds good.
Alright. So
3 gold crowns?
Yeah, she takes 3 gold crowns from you. Once again gives you a receipt. It's a shame that Conrad can't read because she just every time she writes something without any sense on it, telling Conrad that it's so genuine, and in fact it's like, I don't know, some gibberish. I'm pretty sure that people back then preyed on illiterates with stuff like that, so that wouldn't be too far-fetched. No, but of course she is an employee of a very respected coaching company. Tunnelway Company is one of the oldest and most respected companies in the whole empire. So you do know that those what's the word?
It's like Wells Fargo. It's like Wells Fargo used to be in the Wild West and shit.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. So you know that those receipts are valid and they are legit. So once again, Cadveo, you mount the horse while Francisco and Conrad and Nils, you ride in the wagon, and off you go down the old forest road. Yeah. So anyway, the further south you go, the bumpier it gets. So those of you who ride in the wagon, you won't be even be able to sleep you won't be able to sleep even for an hour, unfortunately. You eventually arrive at the village of Lippstedt, and then Warkhafen, and then the Old Forest Road enters the wooded Farlick Hills, which are, of course, which are the place that Lothar and Karin warned you about. By the way, let's deduce a total of. All right, who for those 2 days, who wants to sleep inside?
I guess we're all sleeping inside now for the next 2 days.
So if you are sleeping in a single room, by the way, Nils rents a room of his own.
Right.
So if you three sleep in a single room, then it will be a total of 2 shillings for this 2 days, and another shilling for all of you, including Nils, when it comes to meals.
Okay. So essentially, 3 shillings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, let's make this. Unfortunately, this part will require me to jump from town to town. So let's make this in a proper way. First, you arrive in the village of Lippstedt, which isn't really that different from Waldfarte, which I don't know what Waldfarte means, but it's it sounds weird. Yeah, we need to check it later, just out of curiosity. Anyway, Lippstedt is practically the same, a small, tiny rural village with a single inn, which you don't even remember the name of, honestly. This true to their word, Lothar and Karin drove much faster, so you also had to keep up with them, Cadveo. But unfortunately, when you've arrived in Lippstedt, you've learned that yes, the men that you are chasing were here, but they're not here anymore. They've left. But still, it's evening, so you kind of have to, rest. Let me just quickly see one thing. Okay, and this time your drink of choice was Pilsner beer, and you've ate a soup of chopped mutton and radishes. Pretty good. You all went to your room. The one big room for 3 of you was, in fact, rather small. The 3 beds are located so close to each other that if you want to get up in the middle of the night, for example, there will be chance that you would bump into your what's the word? Not conspirator, but comrade's bed. Thank you. Yeah. Now each of you roll me perception test.
Is this for Nils?
Yeah.
I would be listening for it.
Yeah, I don't think that Francisco passed. Let me quickly see.
If I hear anything, I'm gonna quietly come here, listen.
Apparently, dead asleep and snoring.
Okay. Yeah. It's just Conrad sleeps and snores. Calveo, we once again hear the same 2 voices. Nils's voice, the sound of whipping, and the second voice, more guttural.
Okay, you said all our beds are really close to each other, right?
Yeah.
Francisco and Comrade are sleeping?
Yeah.
I'm gonna nudge him with my foot and just kind of point at the wall like this.
Okay. You nudge Conrad with your foot because he's closer to your foot than Francisco. Conrad, you wake up. Someone is nudging you.
What the hell?
In the darkness, well, in the in the gloom of the of the night, you see that Cadveo is like in bed, nudging you with his foot.
Fucking dude!
And pointing at the wall. It takes you a second to realize that you hear Nils's voice from behind the wall. A second voice, much more guttural, and you hear the sounds of whipping.
Let the priest have his fun. Turns over and goes back to sleep.
Okay.
Would I assume that he was just being naughty?
You don't know, but remember that you're an Ostlander. Ostlanders are the right-wingers of Warhammer Fantasy, essentially.
Oh, are they?
You are like, they're hardcore Sigmarites. They are very strict when it comes to morals. Yeah.
I clutch my pearls.
You clutch your what?
It's just an expression. The clutch your pearls. It means you're shocked. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Sorry, because something broke in the microphone, and I've heard that I clutch my nipples, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yes. Do I make you horny? So, yeah. All right. Well, if that's the case,
Yeah.
then I get up and I go out and I pound on the door. Say, priest, you better not be doing anything anything unholy in there.
You pound at the door. There are a couple of patrons here, and your rooms are on the bottom floor. So when they hear you wham at the door, a couple of them like, "Hey, what are you doing? We're trying to drink here in peace. Be quiet. Go back to your room." But no one is getting up. They're just like more like trying to tell you to be quiet.
Wait, you're banging on the door?
Yeah, he exited your room, and
Oh man.
yeah. After a few seconds, you see that the door opens slightly, and you see Nils in his long robe, looking at you with this uneasy, slightly scared expression. Conrad? What's going on?
Weird voices in here. What are you doing?
I was praying to Sigmar and mortifying my flesh. I'm sorry, did I woke you up? I didn't mean to. I'm just seeking guidance from the Heldenhammer by inflicting holy pain on my unworthy vessel of a body.
I'm like gonna like come out in the hall and try pulling Conrad away. Like just let him go.
All right.
Just leave him be.
Both of you roll for perception with minus. And this is eye-based perception, by the way.
I get +10
Okay.
on eye-based perception.
Well, yeah.
but I
failed.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You fail. So unless you want to spend luck, you both failed, unfortunately.
No,
All right.
because I know where this is going. So I don't want to I don't want to accelerate it.
Okay. So Nils closed the door behind you, and when you've returned to your room, you don't hear any more sounds of whipping or or his voice or the other voice. Yeah.
Okay.
But something happens to you during the night.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's where I kind of wanted Jason to be. However, he wrote to me. I'm not going to tell you right now what's going on, but that's pretty serious. So, all the best to Jay, and I will right now describe to both of you. Technically, I should ask one of you to turn off your microphone and speakers for that. I'm not going to, because so far I haven't seen a single, as long as we are playing together, I haven't seen a single case of metagaming from you guys. So I don't have problem with that. Both of you have had a dream. Let's start with you, Catveil, since you're closer on row 20 to my avatar, which is on the left, and yours is in the middle. Or actually, did you remember? No, sorry, no. My bad. This is important. Let's start with you, Conrad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You had a dream which was kind of disturbing. You were on this barren rocky plateau under a bleached white sky without a single cloud. You see in the middle there's a lake of utter blackness. Do you go forward towards the lake?
Yes.
Very well. You try to approach the lake, but every time you do so, you think that you are actually getting further away from it. The lake is not getting any closer. You can feel your barren feet getting, hurt walking over this dry, rocky terrain, and you're not getting closer to your destination. But then you see that a figure emerges from the lake, far in the distance. And then you wake up.
Okay.
Not in a cold sweat or anything like that. You just wake up. It's still night. You look outside the dusty, dirty window. It's still clearly very late. It's in the middle of the night. So we just go back to sleep.
Okay. Does this do I have any conception of what black water looks like?
Black water, you mean like the oil?
Well, I just mean like the whatever the black water is that's on the other side of the mountains from Mootland. If I have any conception.
No.
If I think my dream is of that or not.
Unfortunately, you don't.
Okay, that's fine.
I
was just curious.
Actually, wait. Is the black water still in the still? Oh, it's here. Yeah, it's far.
It's on the map.
Yeah, it's far.
That's the reason I thought about it.
No. Unfortunately, it's not. It's outside the boundaries of the empire. And if I recall correctly, the black water here is actually just a huge, a pool of oil, of oil, right?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I saw it on the map and I was like, I wonder if that's it.
Yeah. No, it's unfortunately you wouldn't be able to know that. Maybe if you would live in Sylvania or the Moot, maybe then. Okay. Now.
All right, well, disturbing.
Yeah. Cadveil, you sleep hard and deep as usual. And in your sleep you're in your forest. The trees are black and the sky is white, without a single cloud on it. You're standing in a small clearing, and in front of you there's a lake, a small lake of black water, completely still. Do you approach it?
Yes.
As you approach the water, you see that something breaks the surface. You see a head emerging from the liquid. It has long, lanky hair covering its pale features. After a split second, you recognize the face. It's the face of the elf that you've killed during the play, when you threw him over the railing. The elf looks at you with empty eye sockets. He opens its mouth and more black liquid emerges from inside. And right before you wake up, in cold sweat and shaking, you hear the words, "She's waiting." And then you wake up. You had this dream a bit later than Conrad had his, and so when you awoke, it was almost light outside. You are shaking and you weren't able to go back to sleep this day.
I would go outside, like, to get some air then.
All right, you go outside and to grab some air. Very well. This day, was also quite unremarkable. You've once again eaten your breakfast. But let's roleplay this because this might be interesting. I hope you guys don't mind. Actually, if I knew that Jason wouldn't be here, I would probably, I don't know, maybe run you something else. But with two people, I think it's manageable. So you were given, that's nice. A nice big cup of barley tea each. I would love to taste this. Barley tea sounds awesome. And buckwheat cakes with molasses for your breakfast.
Sounds good.
Nils, I mean, you are all eating, of course, all of you are sitting at the table. Nils looks at you, Conrad. I'm sorry if my prayers disturbed you, Master Odenhaller. I didn't mean to woke you.
Yeah. Yeah, he just gives him the stink eye.
I sometimes lose myself in my devotion to Sigmar. Especially when
Lube yourself?
What?
I sometimes lube myself in my devotion to Sigmar.
Oh my god.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I come to Nils' defense, but I'm saying this with kind of a double meaning, like that. Yeah, he's a priest. We don't know what kind of prayers a priest has to say, like behind closed doors.
Oh man, the priest jokes, always classy. I will try to be quieter in the future, but please understand that I must show my devotion to the man god. That's why I'm.
I kind of laugh a little bit.
That's
like in character, I kind of just laugh, like spit out my drink, like not able to. Sorry.
That's why I'm mortifying my flesh and cleanse my soul, says Nils. Francisco is like, looking at him, looking at you. Something happened during the night that I don't know of? Conrad, what's that frown upon your face, eh? Mi hermano, mi amigo.
Let's just say let's not have it happen again and be done with it.
Don't worry, it won't, says Nils. And with that, you finished your meal. You emerged outside. Karin and Lothar are already preparing to go. This time Lothar approaches you. Very well. Today you also want to for us to ride faster?
Yes.
That will be another 3 crowns, miner.
Okay. Done.
Get up. Get inside.
Mhm.
We're riding. Very well. You are traveling ever onwards. The coaching inns of the region are vowed to protect against the many clans of herdsmen turned outlaw. And despite the increased attention of road wardens, deserted tow stations are a common sight. As I've mentioned before, the Old Forest Road is bumpy, making sleep en route impossible. That's this isn't exactly a pleasant trip, even though you are traveling in style. Just one quick thing from me, guys. We have a storm of the century here, so if I lose connection, then it's probably because of that. Just so you know,
Okay.
if I lose connection, that's probably the end of the game for today. Because
Okay.
my provider has lately he has a lot of trouble with providing his services in a decent manner, decent way. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. Jesus Christ! Oh.
No, I can't. I can't hear any
Okay. That's
storm
good.
sounds. But yeah, with the fires in Northern California, and we had a little bit of it here too. But there were like huge lightning storms, but no rain.
Okay.
So we had one night here where there were just like, incredible, like some of the loudest claps of thunder we've had here in like 20 years I can remember, and like multiple ones. It sounded like lightning strike was like right next door.
I can see it like flashing right now. So yeah, okay. Good thing that I bought a special thing for my PC that that protects it from from
Power surges.
yeah, stuff like that. It's hopefully it won't come to that, but anyway, you are traveling this time. After the entire day of travel, you've stopped for the night in the village called Varkhafen. Once again, only a single inn is present, and the further south you go, these villages are actually getting more and more rural, more and more muddy. The buildings are almost entirely made from straw and wood. The people are really, I don't want to call them simple, but they're not even like farmers from Rakeland. They're much more primitive looking.
Like the peasants and
Yeah.
Monty Python just stacking mud on top.
yeah, no joke, but that's true. Of course, you've passed patrols of soldiers and road wardens, but even they look less civilized and less organized than their northern and western counterparts. In Ostland, before the invasion, you actually had a very good, high quality military, Conrad. And you are surprised to see, the level of disorganization and lack of maybe not discipline, but what's the word? Polish, maybe military, efficiency present. Yeah. So anyway, you stay in the village at the village of at the village, right? At the village.
Oh, I thought we were gonna stay.
No. I mean, how do you say that? At the village or in the village? At the village.
I think it would be stay in the village.
In the village. Okay, sorry. You stay in the village of Varkhafen. You once again rent a room.
Yeah.
All right. So, but this time it's cheaper, actually.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, it's cheaper. So for the room and for the meals, because I also presume that you guys buy breakfast, of course, all of you pay. I mean, except for Nils. So Nils, because he once again gets his own room.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys pay 11. I mean, no, you guys pay a silver each.
Okay. You want me to pay for all three of us?
When
Annabelle?
oh yeah, sorry.
All right. I'll just.
What was the question?
I'm just gonna pay for all three of us,
Okay.
and what's his nuts is gonna pay for himself.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that.
And his partner.
Yeah. Mm,
We don't talk about that anymore.
well,
What happens on the road
stays
stays on the road.
Yeah, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. So you are. Unfortunately, this also comes with a slight drop in foods and accommodations quality.
No.
Which means that for your evening meal, guys, you were given. Let me see. You were given dark beer each, and when it comes to food, you were given chopped bacon and onions. The portions are also a tad smaller than you were used to before, even taking into account the recent war in the north, which unfortunately made food shortages a norm in most of the empire. So after that, you go to your room, to your common room, and this time you don't even have you basically just have big stacks of hay covered in a blanket, and then you have another blanket to cover yourselves with. That's how this inn looks. The inn is, by the way, named the Morbid Watcher.
Okay.
Yeah. The further south you go, you also see more signs. Brian, you here? Brian dropped. Brian. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
He's still there.
Brian, can you hear us?
Oh, now he's gone.
From
There he's back.
From Discord?
Yeah. He just popped back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear Ed for the past 2 minutes probably.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good.
Are you using phone app for Discord or PC?
Phone.
Okay. Well, with phone, it's always if you can use PC, if you can use a PC app, I think it would be better, of course. But if you can, then phone it is. Phone app for Discord is pretty good, but unfortunately, it's not that good. Just so you guys know. Anyway, if you lost the entire 2 minutes of the game, Brian, let me just say that you've stopped at the inn called the Morbid Watcher. You had chopped onions and bacon and some dark beer. Your room, which once again 3 of you stay in, is there's not even a single chest. There are just 3 large stacks of hay covered in a blanket, and then there's another blanket to cover yourselves with. Also, the further south you go, you see more and more symbols of morbidity and death. Winged skeletons in hoods wielding scythes, strange fetishes hanging from people's windows. Even the scarecrows in the fields, in the empty fields, look sinister. Some of them are hooded, some of them are wielding this rusty scythes in their hands. People in these parts of the empire, they are clearly obsessed with death. and it's kind of unnerving, honestly. Oh, by the way, it's also another day, so I have to count days for Nils and Francisco. Nils and Francisco. Let me just see. You discuss anything at the table? Oh, by the way, you did of course learn that yes, there were people matching your description, and yes, they've traveled, through this town not too long before you did.
Okay. Do we get the sense that we're catching up closer to them at all?
Yes, you think you do.
Okay. Good.
If I have a moment with Nils,
Yeah,
I'm gonna kind of discreet. I want to discreetly tell him that this seems like a very backwards place we're in, and that maybe he should save his more earthly desires until we get back to like a civilized part of the empire.
Okay, you try to talk to him like that. He looks at you. I don't understand what you're saying, Master Elf.
I just kind of sigh.
Did I...
Like, Conrad doesn't seem like the type that's accepting of such things, so...
But what things? I mean, like I've told you, I'll try and be quieter next time with my self-flagellation. I'm sorry if I woke you up, and I'm sorry that Mr. Oldenhaler took it in such a bad way.
I'm gonna get like even more hushed with my tone and be like there was another voice that wasn't yours.
Roll for perception.
I'm gonna use the luck because I want to crack this case.
You want Conrad to kill him right now?
No, I mean I want to find out what's going on here. Like this is.
For a split second, you saw a look of utter shock on the young man's face, but then he composed himself. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't have any guess. And if you are suggesting what I think you're suggesting, then this is despicable. I'm not into men. I love chicks. I love chicks so much that I even walled the back door to my house. Okay. No, of course but he says, I don't know what you're saying. And I hope that you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting, Master Elf.
No offense.
This is the Empire, and any true servant of Sigmar would frown upon such things that you're saying. Excuse me, and then he storms to his room and locks himself there.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go have sex in my room now.
I start hearing whipping again.
More furiously this time. Yeah. Well, that went well.
I would have done that in private, so like none of the other.
Yeah, I mean you did that.
People in the party would have heard.
You did that when Conrad and Francisco went to your room and just prepared for the night. So, you guys once again went to bed. Well, went to bed. Sorry, but beds are probably too strong of a word here. You are literally laying on a pile of hay. You're trying to grab some shut-eye, but of course it's time to roll for perception tests. I mean to roll perception tests, sorry, not for roll perception tests. Everyone, please. No. Catville failed. And and yeah, you've slept through the night like babies. But not really, because it's time for another dream. Yes, yes. But only you, Conrad, actually.
Okay.
You stand on a vast white field at the convergence of 1,000 intertwined stairways. Above you, hundreds of black stairs stretch infinitely into white space. Below you, hundreds of white stairs descend into a black void. Down the black stairwell, a figure approaches. Your mother. She looks exactly as you remember her. Except she's made entirely of mud. She stops for a moment at the great convergence and then speaks. I'm leaving now. She then descends one of the white stairways. What are you doing?
I call out to my mother. Mother, where have you been?
She descends. What are you doing?
Stop. I try to go after her.
Okay, you follow her down the white stairways. You must run to keep up with your mother, even though she's only walking. You arrive at the still pool, and your mother is gone. Two reflections appear in the pool. One is Karl, the other is you as a young child. Both children reach up to you, the palms of their hands skimming the surface.
I try to grab Karl's hand.
You try to touch Karl's hand. Alright. And you wake up.
Okay. Well, that was weird.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what my my prophecy was right now.
Yes.
Something about not being able to find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, just quickly checking one thing.
Okay, that which you seek you will not find. Love ugly folk and simple pleasure. Alright.
Okay, yeah. Next day, you're sitting at the table enjoying your meal. Your rather poor meal, but still fairly tasty. This is you're drinking apricot juice and enjoying boiled cabbage and onions. The trip in the coach will be fun. Yes. Nils looks at you. I hope I didn't woke you up this time, Miner.
No, I
Aaron.
slept like a baby, except for these damn dreams.
Oh, dreams are sometimes portents of Sigmar. They are important, Master Odin Haller. What did you dream about? Asked Francisco.
My mother made of mud going down some stairs. I couldn't catch her, and then I saw myself and Karl as a boy in a lake.
I'm sorry I asked, says Francisco.
Yeah, a little weird.
No, only a little, only a little.
It must be that I'm anxious to catch Karl.
Well, hopefully we'll catch him soon. I mean, we'll run out of money unless we do so, says Francisco. Anyway, after eating, you go outside. This night, Lothar and Karin once again probably drank themselves into oblivion, because you see that they have rather a large hangover. They're sipping from simple, mud cups, cups made from mud, and which probably contain some kind of milk beverage.
Mm.
Oh, so faster or slower this time?
Still faster. We got to catch these guys. Hopefully before they get to work bad.
As you wish.
Are they looking like they're so hungover where they're gonna have a hard time doing their job?
No. Or even if
Okay.
they do, you know that these guys, well, this men and women are pros.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say anything then.
yeah. You know the drill. 3 crowns, sir.
Yep. Here you go.
All right.
Now I'm closing in on almost out of money.
Yeah. You travel down the Old Forest Road.
I'm gonna ride alongside their horses because I kind of feel bad for my own horse, like working this hard.
Okay.
So just so the horses have each other, like an animal charm thing.
Yeah. You travel along the Old Forest Road ever further south. And let's take 3 minutes break. I'm just going to make myself some coffee and I'll be back, okay?
Sounds good.
Cool.
I'm back if anybody's back.
I'm here.
Guess he's not back yet.
Out of character, I feel like Nils is like possessed by a demon or something, but it's funny how this is playing out.
Oh, I thought it was that he had some sort of mutant nubbin that's talking to him.
yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's something like that. But like, what we're all thinking is that he's just like grabbing some dude at the bar, and he just can't stop himself every night.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know that the Ostlanders were so I don't know, Bible thumping or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think they're like backwards, kind of like I guess the rednecks of the empire, like they're the ones that when they get like any amount of gold at all, they go and blow it on some like some really fancy useless thing.
Yes, Tim.
Like in Mordheim, I think you had to spend half of your gold that you won, like in every game. Like you had to spend half the gold on like expensive weapons and armor and shit. Like even if you didn't want it, like it was just
yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, I've been playing. Yeah, what's up?
Sorry. Just wanted to ask if you guys played the PC version of Mordheim. I mean,
I played it on console, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing it recently on PS4.
What do you guys think about it?
I like it.
Okay.
Well, it's frustrating, but I like it.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But it's good.
I've had so many times where I was like, well, I just totally screwed up my warband, and then I somehow claw my way back to being kind of good again, and then get in a situation where I can't make my shipment and get screwed over.
I think that this is a game which is not afraid of not pulling the punches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about
you
it,
reach
Brian?
a point with gangs where you just have to start over.
Yeah, that's that.
Well, I probably should start over, but I'm stubborn. I'm keeping going.
It's it's a faithful adaptation of the game. Like, I guess my only complaint is, and it's not even really a fair complaint, but like, what I like about Mordheim is that like every game you play, wherever you go, like you have kit bashed minis. You play against kit bashed minis. The terrain is always custom, so it's like every game you play looks entirely different in real life. And when you play it in the game, it's these set maps that kind of randomly generate, but it's still the same textures and everything. So it's not even really a fair complaint, but like it's just limited by the fact that it's a video game. You know what I mean?
I still think that it looks very good. Like that, it really looks unique. You know, the eyes on the walls and the architecture, stuff like that. I seriously think that it's wicked cool when it comes to the presentation and music. But the mechanics just piss me the fuck off, really.
It's faithful though. I mean, that's how the actual game is. It's
okay.
There's some stupid rules, but it's just brutal.
Like the worst are the Skaven, which can literally just cover the entire map in a single dash and then attack your guys. They're impossible to hit because they have such a high dodge chance. I like the game, but it's frustrating. Now, that said, I've only played a little of it. Honestly, I've played a lot of Mordheim on Android on my phone, and this game just blows. Like it blows, but it's addictive. So you come back to it, but every time you come back to it, there's this. It's just like the further you play, the less obvious. I mean, the more obvious it gets that the game wants you to spend real money on it, to buy the silver coins, which actually fate points. Sorry, they funnily enough they're called fate points, to buy new members, new weapons, to resurrect your dead people, stuff like that.
No.
I even wrote last year. I even wrote a review for it, and I think it's a perfect example of a game that it had everything to be, a perfect mobile game. Which I don't like mobile games. Most of the time they're trash. And I remember,
Mordheim would be cool on mobile. Yeah.
I mean, it is for like first 2 to 3 missions, but then the matchmaking is essentially just skewered against you, and it's very clear that even though you don't have to pay real money for the game, you at some point you have to. So
Have you played the tabletop one?
No, not yet. We have a Polish version. It's called Warheim. It's like a Mordheim mod for like it has, I think, 600-700 pages.
Jeez.
And it's very popular here. I know some of the guys from our Heresy League who play it also, and I will probably. I mean, I wanted to contact them for like for a long time to organize a game, because I really want to play more time, but no one here plays it.
Weird.
Yeah.
We played it for like probably 10 years or something, but it's one of my it's probably my favorite GW game of all time.
I've heard that it's one of the best.
Yeah.
So
just like the terrain and like the way the games look and the lore and everything. Like Skaven, like in the video game, you were saying they completely cover the map. They're like that in the tabletop too. Like if you're an asshole gamer, like you're not gonna last long playing Skaven because people kick you out of the group. Like
okay.
Like they could have 3 slings. They could fire 3 slings per fucking turn. They could have a sling on their tail. It's retarded.
Sleep on the tail.
They're basically running around like hula hooping with these slings. Like
yeah. Sorry, I really need to get into Mordheim, like model game wise, like real game wise. But for now, let's return. And we last ended after the third night. You're traveling ever south with your hangover coach man and coach woman.
The last village name I got was Volkhofen.
The last village was, but I mean the village that you were that you visited like last night, you don't really remember the name of, honestly. Sorry, if that's what's with Volkhofen, then okay, yeah, that's that. So south you go. The whole trip is really uneventful. Nothing happens despite Lothar and Karin's, warnings about brigands and hoodlums and whatnot. And yeah, the signs of devastation and occasional, acts of violence are here and there. For example, bodies hanging from the trees, destroyed toll stations, burned down hovels, stuff like that. Even a wrecked cart or two. Naturally, the coachmen are ever at the ready to defend their vehicle, and of course you.
I don't want to retroactively do this, obviously, but like I would have been doing the sacrifice to my cloak like every 24 hours. So if I can do it retroactively, I'll do it right now.
Okay, Conrad, roll me a bonus perception test. Okay, Francisco failed hard. Okay, you also failed hard, right?
Yeah, I've been rolling crap today.
Yeah. Catvale, okay, remember that it's about cutting yourself. So, that you risk infection if you're going to do this day by day.
In the same spot, right?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be the same spot, naturally. It probably shouldn't be the same spot, honestly, because that's just asking for gangrene. But it's really uncomfortable. Just so you know, the cloak This cloak is not meant for you to put blood on it every single day. You know
I
that.
thought it had to be once a day.
Really? I've written it like that? Okay, in that case, I'm sorry then. I don't.
That's why I was like,
Oh.
I'm not sure if you wanted it to be like Vampire the Masquerade, where I feed now, like you know what I mean, or
Okay, well, I mean, if that's like in the rules, then by all means, of course. Sorry for that. Sure.
I thought it was daily. Like that's why I've been trying to stay on top of it.
Okay, yeah. In that case, sure. Well, actually, the good thing is that you only need a few drops, so you don't have to like open half of your palm to to smear blood on it. Just to prick your finger on maybe the top of your hand, stuff like that. Nothing too bad. Anyway, during the fourth night and your stay in the inn, which was called the Scythe's Shadow, nothing really uneventful happened. The Scythe's Shadow was pretty much the same as the previous inn. Rural, backwards, muddy, filthy, reeking of urine and many unwashed people. Outdoorsmen, huntsmen, lumberjacks. They sleep all night and work all day, right? Stuff like that. Once again, this time you pay 11 pennies for night and for your meals. So who's paying? If you are, of course, all staying there. I don't know if you want to. Nils is, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah. I think we are. I can, if it's 11 pennies per person.
Yeah.
I think I can pay. Let me just double check because I just erased something and then forgot what I was erasing. So let me double check with my. Yeah. So if I did that, I could pay for the three PCs.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 20 gold.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me
I'd say that I prefer you handle these sort of things.
Okay. And let me just update that. All right, so that's all paid for then. 11. So 33 pennies for the three of us.
Awesome. Okay. Sure thing. You once again sit at the table, rickety old table, in a corner of this, smoked up place. This place really smells not very pleasant, honestly. You're trying to enjoy your poor meal of sardines and actually no, sorry, not sardines. We are not at the coast. You are drinking stout beer, which is pretty good, and you are eating salted pretzel and mustard, which is kind of interesting, honestly.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
That sounds really good. Like some like wow, yeah.
Yeah, salted pretzel mustard. Yeah, cool stuff. Oktoberfest, true that. Francisco is like, so we are getting closer and closer to Wurtbad, eh? Maybe we'll catch up with them there. I never visited this place. I wonder what it looks like.
Yeah, I've never been really outside of Osland, so I don't know.
It's in the foothills, right?
I think so. I've heard people talking about it. Yeah. Supposedly they have very good wine there. I'm curious. Wouldn't mind a glass of a good red wine,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that's a luxury that I'm always very fond of. Nils, as is usual during the meals, just mumbles to himself as he holds his hammer pendant, and he just prays. After that, you go to sleep. Conrad, you are afraid that once again and you Cadveo, you are afraid that once again you have these strange dreams. But in all honesty, during the fourth night of your travel, nothing happens.
Okay.
However, perception, please, of course. Wow, the rain is really going here. Nice. Okay.
Actually made it.
Oh yeah, the Francisco. You've heard what's happening behind the wall, but it's not because of that you've woken up. You've woken up because Francisco has like an attack of farts, so strong and so like strong smelling that is horrible. It's just. And it's this rancid, acrid stench coming from him. It's horrible.
You shit the bed, Francisco.
Oh, it's the mustard. To make
There's a window. I'm gonna
no,
open it.
actually, that's the worst part. There's no window here.
I'm gonna open the door then.
Okay. You open the door.
Stand in the hallway for a minute.
And then you hear once again Nils talking to someone, and that someone talking back to him in this guttural voice, and you also hear the sounds of whipping once again.
Okay. Can I listen closer? Like, I want to hear what they're saying.
You and Conrad, of course. Both of you hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to listen closer? Roll me minus 30 perception test. Nah.
Conrad just grabs his stuff, grabs it. Well, I guess I wouldn't have my armor on if I'm sleeping.
No, you can't sleep in your armor.
Yeah. He grabs his sword and goes, and he's not even gonna knock on the door. He's gonna kick the door down.
Conrad, no.
Okay, you go outside with your sword, and you're
You just keep walking when I say like your name.
yeah. But by the way, Elf tried to stop you. I mean, like not physically, but he said like, Conrad, no.
Conrad, no. No, I ignore him. I'm going.
All right.
This is like my star sign, the bull. I will kick it down.
You exit the room. By the way, Cadveo, for the first time, honestly, you had a chance to take a closer look at Conrad's magnificent sword. It is a beautiful piece with the guard shaped like a bull's head. Actually, it's for a human weapon. It is very impressive. As you exit this place, by the way, is your sword drawn, Conrad?
No, it's not drawn yet.
It's just okay. It's in the sheath. There are a few people at this time sitting in the common room drinking. Among them, you see Lothar and Karin, enjoying probably not their first drink of the night. When they see you, they're like, "Oh, look, it's our customers!" Stuff like that. Of course, you also hear a few voices like, "What the hell is he doing?" And then you kick the door. Roll me a strength test.
Okay. I'm gonna use a luck on that.
69.
fast roll. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, my rolls are shit today.
All right, you've struck the door. Whoop! You know, a few splinters came flying. You can hear that inside. You know, the sounds of whipping immediately stopped. You try once again. By the way, a few people in the common room are, they start shouting. Hey, what is that?
I'm praying the issue.
What are you doing? Hey, stop! You try once again?
Yeah.
All right, roll.
God damn it.
You.
Like,
The best thing is that this door look really flimsy, but for some reason, probably because you were just awoken by the attack by Francisco's gas assault, and then you've heard that you can't really concentrate, and so you are striking at the door one time after another. A few people approach you. Hey, you! Leave the door alone! Hey, you! A few of the of people who live here probably. They are all maybe not drunk, but they are all tipsy, since at this time people stay in this place just to drink. Well, what are you doing, eh? Leave the door alone. They're not reaching for you yet, but you see that there are two of them, by the way, that they probably will if you continue. What are you doing?
Sorry, besides stuffing my face. I am and say it says, mind your own business. I'm dealing with a matter of grave importance here.
Okay. Well, in that
Can
case,
I gather my things and go outside?
like outside.
I'll walk right past them out the front door and then out
Yeah,
to where the wagon
sure.
is. I don't even want to be in the inn for this.
Do you take Francisco with you?
No, I'm just
All right.
leaving the inn.
All right.
I'm not having any part.
Right. Roll once again, Sean, please.
Third time's a charm, huh?
Nice.
Yay.
And now roll me damage. Your unarmed damage, of course, because you are kicking. 1d10 plus your strength. Let's see.
What is my strength? My strength is my strength is 49, so 4, so 5 total.
5 total. All right. You've kicked the door hard. You think that the hinges are giving way, but then one of the men put his hand on your shoulder. That's enough of that, Buster. Come on, let's get outside. Let's go outside, eh?
I punch him in the face.
All right. You quickly turn around and you just unleash your right hook into his face. Roll weapon skill. He won't dodge he won't parry. Nice. It's in the head, by the way. Roll damage.
Well, let me get the dice roller. Oh, zoink, zoink, zoink. Uh-oh. Somebody get bumped?
Let's see how much you rolled.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just setting up the dice roller to roll 1d10 plus 4.
Sure.
Bam!
Reroll, please. Basic weapon skill.
Yeah. I just killed
Yes,
this guy with my fist.
you almost certainly did. All right.
This is starting to remind me of that first session we ever had where the guy killed half the town.
Yeah, Catvale, a couple things happened. You were almost at the door when you've heard the local man, saying, "You stop this right now, Buster." You took a quick glance behind you, and you saw that Conrad quickly turned around and drove his fist into the man's neck. You hear a horrible sound of bones giving way, and the man fell to the ground with his head at an unnatural angle. There's this silence.
Whoops.
Suddenly, descending upon the whole place. Lothar and Karin are like,
Right, get your shit, let's go.
one of the late serving wenches just, erupted into hysteria. Murderer! They've killed Stefan! Crying something like that. Stop them! Good for you. The entirety of the inn just, evacuates. They run outside. Lothar and Karin get up. Quickly, get to the coach! Cries Lothar. And get your people! You see that Karin just rushes outside to prepare the coach for travel. What are you guys doing?
Nils, let's go.
I'm grabbing my my
Your stuff.
gear,
Okay.
and then getting into the coach.
Okay, you're grabbing your gear, getting into the coach. As you run outside your room, Conrad, with sleepy Francesco, like, oh, what happened? Hey, is that a dead body? You see that Nils also runs from his room, just finishing putting his backpack on his back. You run outside. It's the middle of the night. You, Cadveo, what are you? You are running to the coach as well, right?
Yeah, you said Nils is coming?
Nils is coming, Francesco is coming. Now that's the funny thing. The coach, of course, Lothar and Karin are rushing to the nearby stables, where the coach is parked, and they quickly prepare the horses. I mean, they have to, rein the horses in. Because they're not attached to the coach for the night. It's middle of the night. You are all disoriented. You are all just, in a haze. You can hear people screaming in this entire village. Killers, murderers, foreigners, bandits, brigands, call the watch, call the road wardens, call the witch hunters. Stuff like that. And now I'm going to...
Yoko came on.
Yeah, now I'm going to roll for Lothar and Karin, and this is a very important roll. Let's see if...
Conrad's just putting on his armor as quick as he can.
Yeah, you are putting on your armor. Actually, if they have a bonus... no. Still. Alright. As Karin and Lothar finish, reining the horses, Francisco is already inside, and Nils as well. Cadveo, you and Conrad, you see that a group of 3 militiamen run towards you with the halberds at the ready. Stop! Stop in the name of the law! Stop! They shout. You hear that Karin, curses like a sailor. Oh, great. What have you gotten us into, you imbeciles? What are you guys doing? Well,
I'm getting my horse.
I run to get in the carriage, and I tell him to
but
drive.
You see that the carriage is not yet ready. It will probably they will probably need at least a minute or more to get it ready.
Okay.
So that's my question, and this is a very important question for you guys. What are you going to do?
You buy yourself time. I'll make sure you get away, and I run for my horse.
Okay. So Cadveo runs for his horse. What are you doing, Conrad? You see that?
I stand in the street or wherever we're at.
Okay.
And I say, Halt right there! That man laid a hand on me and told me he was going to take me outside.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Cries one of the guards, and you see that this man won't probably hear what you have to say. That said, they're not charging you yet, but it's clear that if you won't drop your weapons very quickly, I mean right now, they will do so.
I will try to intimidate them. I will say, you men, if you value your lives, you will let us go.
Very nice. You have intimidate test plus 10.
Okay.
While I'm running away
Whoa.
and getting my horse.
Let me just quickly roll opposed. The men that were, they're running at you, they look at you, they turn around and they run away. We need more men. You hear, we need more men! We need more men!
Yeah, considering that I just killed their friend with my fist, they probably made the right choice.
Given the the number of villagers here and the size of this village, it's almost certain that you've either killed their friend, true, or maybe even one of their family members with your famous Ostland right hook. Fortunately, your little show of force was all that Karin and Lothar needed. They've quickly, reined their horses. They've yelled for you, jump in! As they, start the carriage. Meanwhile, Cadveil burst from the stables on his fine elven steed. The door to the carriage opened, and as you run, right next to it, Conrad, you see that Nils emerges, and he extends his hand. Grab my hand, friend! Do you grab his hand?
Yeah, I grab his hand.
You grab his hand, he pulls you inside, and you quickly drive away from this place.
So, you son of a whore.
He's like, what? And Francisco is like, what the fuck happened in there?
Okay. This bastard.
Why do you say things like that? I didn't do anything, says Nils.
It says, we keep on hearing you with whoever that is that you're with.
I'm not with anyone, I'm just whipping myself every night to atone for my sins. The elf suggested that I was with a man. This is disgusting. I don't know what you are talking about. Maybe you spent way too much time in your company, eh?
Are you calling me a liar, priest?
No, I'm not. But I also assure that I wasn't with anyone there. Yes, I was whipping myself and I was praying. This isn't a sin. Perhaps you should try it sometime. Prayers. You can see that Nils is slightly hysterical.
No more single rooms for you.
Well, you won't tell me where to sleep or with whom. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, that was a good one.
So you guys are on your own horse, like away from the rest of the group right now?
No, they're in the wagon with Francisco. You're on the horse. Can
I hear them talking?
No, of course not. You know how loud is a couch that thunders over a road, and you are riding very fast on your horse as well. You wouldn't be able to hear them even if you row a 0-1. By the way, yeah, Lothar and Karin, despite it being the middle of the night, they just they're giving their all. They're riding as far away from this place as possible. Yeah. So.
Yeah, charge you more now. Hazard pay.
You've killed that man, said Francisco.
He shouldn't have gotten in my way. Dumbass.
That's a sin, says Nils.
Don't talk to me about sin, priest.
Well, like, why did you do it? This man didn't do anything to you, and you just killed him in cold blood? Sigmar frowns upon something like that.
Priest.
Conrad, says Francisco.
Shut.
Conrad,
Yes.
take it easy, alright? Take it easy. Like, we are in deep trouble, you know that. And as he said that, you hear that the coach, like, stopped abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the night. On the side of the road.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that, Lothar and Karin, like, they open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them have their blunderbusses in hand.
Yeah, I figured.
Get out of the coach, says Lothar. Karin, they're not aiming their blunderbusses at you, but they have them at the ready, and Karin has her blunderbuss at the ready while looking at you, Cadvale. Get out of the coach now.
How far away are we from Overbad at this point?
You
by the
don't
way?
know. You don't
We
know.
have no-
At least
Alright.
2 days, maybe day and a half. Well, actually, no, probably like day and a half, something like that. But you're not sure where you are. It's in the middle of nowhere, in an area of the Empire that you're completely unfamiliar with. You think that it's still Talabek land. You get out, all of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Get out of
Lothar, of course, took a few steps back. Karin said to you, "Get down from the horse, elf."
Oh, I don't know about that.
I
Say,
won't ask again, and she cocks the blunderbuss. Get down from the
I
horse.
get down from the horse, but I'm like holding the reins.
Yeah.
they're not taking your horse. I say you guys are not taking his horse. That's not happening.
What the fuck was that? Says Lothar. They still stink of alcohol, but it's clear that they're very clear in the head. You've killed that man in cold blood, man. This wasn't part of the deal. Your priest in Wolfenburg told us that there won't be any trouble from you. And you're coming outside, trying to knock this priest's door down, and then you kill a man with a single punch?
Wasn't my intent to kill him, but the dumbass grabbed me and told me he was taking me outside. What am I supposed to do? I don't know how you guys handle your business down here.
You know how many road wardens will be after us after that? They saw that we are working for the Tunnelway Company. They saw our coach, and you are very characteristic. An elf and a stallion. Look, if you want to go further with us, we'll drive you to Wordbat or wherever. Oh, by the way, in the last village, we also learned that, of course, they were there, but they went on, right? I mean, the guys with the kid. You have to pay us extra. You have to pay us a lot more extra, or we are leaving you here right now, with that single horse that belongs to the elf.
We'll pay what we need. We'll pay what we need to pay to get us to our destination.
How much money do you have on you?
I have 24 gold and 11 pennies.
You pay all of that, and we'll pretend we didn't saw what happened.
All right, there you go. Take my money.
Take one of my arrows if if we get caught and you need to save yourself. From your authorities, I mean.
If we get, we have to go right now. If we get caught, it will be gallows for all of us. This friend of yours just killed a man in cold blood in front of at least half a dozen people in this inn. And given the size of that village, they probably know each other. Maybe he was even a relative of some of those people, or maybe some of those guards that tried to rush us.
There's probably a posse chasing us right now.
I don't know. I don't think that they will be chasing us right now. They'll probably start at dawn. It is extremely dangerous for people to travel even roads such as this in the night in the Empire. That said, we have to move forward. But make no mistake, people, and he speaks, this with hesitation as he looks at you, Cadveo. From now on, we are wanted men and women. There will be wanted posters with our visages, probably all across the Talabek land.
Yeah, whatever.
I look at Conrad and shake my head.
Yeah, when Conrad said whatever, the coachmen look at you and they were like, "What the hell?" They didn't say that, but they were like, "Huh?"
Next time I'll pick a sturdy peasant to punch.
Next time, don't punch anyone just because. By the way, says Lothar, why the hell were you hammering at the door of this priest here?
None of your concern.
No,
It is my fucking concern because I'm a wanted man because of you, you cretin. You see that the man is starting to get a little hysterical.
Nils, talk to Conrad.
I've told him everything I had to say. And I think that Conrad here probably should rethink his faith in Sigmar. He clearly lost it. Unless...
Right or wrong, an innocent person is dead.
Well, not because of me, because of him. You should make penance. You should go on a pilgrimage to Aldorf, to the great cathedral, and ask for forgiveness. What you did right back there, Conrad, was a grave sin.
You need to stay away from
Well,
You're lucky you're a priest of Sigmar.
I am. And I've just told you that what you did was wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what you have against me. That I mortify my flesh? Is that so? Is that wrong? You've never heard about flagellants?
That was Francisco.
Yeah.
That's right. You said flagellants, not flatulence. Sorry. We're wasting time here. Let's get on the road.
Yes, let's.
I have nothing further to say to you.
Yes, let's, says Karin. Let's go.
And no more confrontations, right, Conrad?
Harumph.
Conrad just...
A nod to the coach drivers.
Conrad just hates homosexuals. He thinks
That's
that
what it's turned into.
he thinks that Nils should pray the gay away.
Yeah. No,
I know it's an open secret now.
It's just the whole. He thinks that there's somebody in there with him, and he doesn't like that, and he thinks Niels is lying to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cadveo, you also, heard the two voices, right? That's not only Conrad.
I'm not as judgmental, though. I don't think it was worth
yes, well,
killing a guy in cold blood.
Well, I just punched him.
Once.
I knew he was gonna die.
I mean, strike in the head, 10. That was a good one.
After rolling a 1 on the damage on the door.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you hop into the wagon and you drive. The rest of the night and the entire following day was honestly a torture for you. The coachmen have given their all to just to move as quickly away from that village as possible and to create as big a distance from it as possible. Cadveo, they ask you actually, Cadveo, to stay behind a bit and look for the road wardens, and if they would appear, then they ask you to return to them and warn them. Yeah, but fortunately for you, no road wardens appeared. That said, the rest of the night and the entire day, the weather was lousy. It was this early spring, early spring rain, like not very warm, very irritating. And you guys who were riding inside the coach noticed that the roof was leaking actually. So the droplets of rain just came inside. Francisco flatulence also remained for at least 2 to 3 hours, and so you, Conrad, you and Nils, you were gagging essentially as Francisco unleashed the gas. Sleep was of course impossible. Rest was impossible. At some point, Nils tried to read, his holy book, but it also proved to be impossible with all the shaking. Cadveo, you've tried, you a few times you had to be really careful not to not to wound your horse in this muddy, riding over this muddy road, because there were just puddles of mud, really deep ones, and one wrong step and your horse would probably be unable to continue. Eventually, during the at the evening of the 5th day of travel, you arrive in a small village of let's say, let me quickly check. Sorry.
We should go in separately.
Small village of let's say Kastelstrom. Kastelstrom. Sorry, I'm going to write it. Here it is. Which is even a bigger dump than the previous one. The coachman, stopped. I mean, they had to. You could feel that the horses were getting very tired from the constant exertion. Lothar and Karin, opened the door. You came outside. This irritating cold rain just sipping behind your collars. We'll stay here for the night, says Lothar grimly, looking at you with this semi-hostile expression. And we'll go on. We'll return on the road tomorrow. Tomorrow we should reach Hermsdorf, which is the southernmost settlement on the Old Forest Road, and it actually is built on the crest of a hill overlooking Wurdbad Valley. If your man is not there, then it means that they're in Wurdbad. For now, we must rest here. Right.
Okay.
Yes?
Conrad tells Francisco to get him some food and bring it back out to the stable. I'm not staying in another inn.
Yeah, by the way, you're not staying in our wagon, says Lothar. No chance.
Yes, I know.
Or then arrange with the bartender your stay at the stables, because you can just enter stables and stay there without paying.
Oh, okay.
How are we
Well,
doing this?
I don't have any money, but I'm staying outside wherever it is.
All right. So in that case, you're just staying outside, yeah. Yeah, because Nils also doesn't have any money. He, you all given away everything you had. So by the way, someone know that Francisco also is free of his cash. You do have rations, I believe, still, right?
I know we bought some, but I don't remember
Because you were
that one.
eating in inns, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, no, Lothar, look at you. All right, look, I'll pay for your stay at the stables. All right.
Suit yourself.
Right. Nils is like, thank you. You're good.
Lothar,
You're a good man. You're a good Sigmarites. Yeah, sorry, Cadveo.
what if the man that Conrad here got into it with made an appearance with all of us at this tavern? Could that throw some confusion into what happened?
He looks at you, literally scared, and not sure what you're talking about. I don't know what you're saying, Elf.
There's I have a power over a certain illusion.
He makes the sign of a comet. So you're not only murderers, you're also witches?
I shake my head. No.
Come on, Conrad, says Karin. Come on, let's pay for their stay in the stables. Let's go. And you see both of them, looking with visible fright at you over their shoulder. Just enter the inn. The rain just keeps on pouring on you from up high. Well, says Francisco, it could get worse. Right? Somehow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feed my horse.
Yeah. Okay. So, you wait quite some time, but eventually Lothar exits the place when you are all soaked. He approaches you. All right, I've paid for your stay at the stables. We'll bring you a meal later.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And Conrad goes in the stable and tries to find a corner away from Niels.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Nils goes to the furthest corner from all of you as possible.
Mm.
Francisco, he leans over to you, Conrad. You really think that something's wrong with the kid?
Does he mean Niels when he says
Yeah.
the kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's something is not right, and he's lying about it.
But he did help us in the camp, in the Crusaders camp.
Of course he did, but why is he lying to us now? What is he, who is he talking to?
Maybe he's not talking to anyone. Maybe you're just mistaken, says Francisco. I didn't heard anything. Yeah, he is pious, but all of the priests are, and the older a priest gets, the more fanatical he gets, right?
Something doesn't smell right to me, and Cadwell heard it too, more than once.
You did, Cadvale? Asks Francisco.
I turn around from feeding my horse and I just kind of look at him. Like, yeah, and where's this gonna go? Are you gonna go and bang on his door again?
No, I'm gonna kill him.
Whoa, wait. You don't have any proof.
I get back to brushing my horse again.
Yeah. We shouldn't act so, so hastily, right? Or should we?
I don't understand your religions, but I know your priests are revered.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of priests, says Francisco, but killing them? Just like that?
There's something there's some sort of apostasy or heresy going on with him, and he won't admit it.
And who are you to say that?
Apparently a priest in training.
A priest.
Yeah. How do you know better
Yeah.
than an actual priest?
Do I know better than a fallen priest who's lying about it?
But you don't know that.
I heard what I heard, and he won't. And he swears that there's no one there.
Well, in that case, then when we get to Wurdbad, let's just, alert the temple of Sigmar or whatever, I don't know, and tell them about it. They can decide upon themselves. I don't want. Look, you've already killed an innocent man in the village not too long ago. Now you want to kill a priest. This is a very, very serious thing, Conrad. I don't want to be on the run for the rest of my life.
Well, yes.
Trying to make. Yeah.
Yes, or
Actually, yes, that sounds like a plan. I'm also getting ready for my witch hunter career. No.
okay.
Sorry. Honestly, out of game, I was like, I totally didn't think I was going to kill the guy by punching him. I totally did not. That did not even cross my mind.
It's almost like an insanity point, like type of thing where it like pushes you. You know what I mean?
Normally I would make Sean test this, but not in this
He's
case.
handling it well.
Yeah, I mean,
He's leaning into it.
it's clear that yeah, that Conrad saw a lot of shit in his life, so probably shouldn't test this. Lothar and Karin return and bring you, plates of food. Here you go, says Karin. We've bought it for you, so you won't starve. We'll ride tomorrow at early dawn. You see that they've brought you sausage and a roll. And when it comes to drinks, and some more stout beer.
Okay.
Right.
Can't complain.
Take care. We'll be going now. Says the both of them, and they exit the stables. Yeah. You eat the food?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me perception.
They poison us.
Whoa!
Luck?
Yeah, you need a luck point for that.
Yeah.
Your second luck, okay.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You want to spend luck?
I'll spend a luck. Why not?
Okay. Francisco
second.
rolls.
Shit.
Francisco will roll once again. He also spends luck. Ooh. And Nils. Oh. Actually, wait. Nils might just botch, and very badly, actually. I don't know if he still has a fate. Let's see. Francisco Navarro. Okay. Okay. Whoa, nice shot. Brian, actually, Cadveil.
Yeah.
You take the sausage and and put it to your mouth.
There we go.
No. When suddenly you smell something strange coming from the dish, and at the same time, you see that Francisco also put it away. And Nils, after literally taking a single bite, like he fell to the ground like a sack of potatoes. Conrad, roll me agility. quickly.
Okay. God damn it! I'll use my. Well, actually, I have a discrepancy on my fate points between. I wonder if I.
I don't think
I think
you spend a single one. You should have one luck left, because you've only
no,
spent. You've only
okay,
spent two, I think.
Yeah, I spent two. So you think I have one left? Because that's the thing is I think
I
maybe
think you
I
should
just
have
never.
4.
I should have 4 luck.
Well, I mean, you should have. How many fate points did you start with?
Well, I think I had 3 because the starting character thing had 2, and when I guess I didn't write down 3 on the electronic sheet.
So if
I
you
don't
have-
think I've used the fate point yet.
So if
Have
you
I?
have 3, then you should have 1 left.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so
So-
I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
I'm just making sure because usually I update my electronic sheet, but I don't
Yeah.
think I did on that one. Right, agility again. Come on, agility.
You begin.
Alright.
You begin to chew on your meal, just as you saw
Mhm.
Nils fall down and Francisco taking, the plate from his, throwing it to the ground. Cadveo, what are you doing?
Is it like rancid or poisoned?
It's poison.
Yeah. Spit it out.
You spit it out. You spit it out,
No,
Sean?
I say that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At the same time, you hear a commotion outside. They're in the stables. Take them. Looks
I'm
like
gonna-
your
Pet Janelle. Cause she's tired, right? She can't go anymore.
she probably could, but you could probably ride her for a bit long, but it would be very hard for her.
Okay,
Yes.
well that's
So,
me. What about you guys?
Now,
Well-
Conrad, sorry, roll me toughness test in this case.
okay.
Okay. Someone. Okay, you know what? Since Jason's not here, I can let you spend one of his luck.
Okay.
You fall to the ground
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it!
almost right after you've heard Cadveo said "spit it." You were like, whoop!
Clunk.
Cadveo, you saw that, yeah.
Shit.
Uh,
So
a ba-
Nils is down, Conrad's down, Francisco's up.
Francisco's up, you're up. A bunch of men, including Lothar and Karin, armed with blunderbusses, enter the coach, enter the stables. You see that leading them is probably the innkeeper, holding a huge meat cleaver. There are a couple of villagers armed with clubs, and one of them has even some, probably belonging to his father or maybe grandfather, some kind of old spear. There are a total of 6 of them with Lothar and Karin. "Stop right there, murderers!" cries the innkeeper, a huge red-faced man with impressive mustache. "You're under arrest for the murder and witchcraft. Drop your weapons." What are you doing? Actually, Cadveo, here, Francisco. Cadveo, what do we do? Cadveo, what do you do?
My split-second decision would be for me and Francisco to get on my horse and get out.
Okay, that's what you want to do.
I don't want to I don't want to split the party, but I mean morally speaking, I think that's what Cadvi will do. Nils
Yeah, no,
and
that's
Conrad got themselves into this, and they could deal with it.
I'll roll a new character.
No need, Sean. Enough new characters from you. Sorry. I ban you from creating new characters. No, but seriously, Bran, split second decision. What do you do?
Yeah.
I'd go for the horse with Francisco.
You go to the Okay, you go for the horse with Francisco. Francisco, jumps after you, It's only after you went for the horse you remember that Francisco has a disabled right arm, and that he will have a very hard time getting there. You hear the innkeeper crying, "Stop them! Stop them!" And then you hear two blunderbusses erupt in fire and shrapnel. Now, since we'll go with the initiative, Cadwell, you're of course first. Francisco, let me just quickly see his stats.
These guys are lucky. These guys are lucky. Conrad went down because he would have murdered every single last person in there.
This is gonna be an interesting side quest if we get away.
Yeah.
Half the party
in check.
shackles.
Yeah. Francisco is second. All right. Cadwell, roll me agility. Because this is a very stressful situation. Your horse is also terrified. Roll me agility. Let's see.
I have 1 luck left.
Okay. Nice.
Whew. Okay.
I don't see the roll yet. Okay, yeah. You've jumped on the horse very nimbly. Now it's Francisco's turn. And he has... Jesus, minus 30 with single arm? Yeah, I think so. Especially his right.
Can I try to pull him on?
No.
Okay.
Next turn, I mean, there won't be next turn. He tries to get up. I'm going to re-roll since he only spent 1 luck this game. Whoa.
Ooh.
He passed. Yeah,
he backflips onto the horse.
I honestly think that he did minus 30. Let me quickly see. Yes, he passed by 1.
Amazing.
He passed by literally 1. Francisco is...
He skateboards on a shield onto the back of the horse.
Yes. Unfortunately, there's a problem. Both of the coachmen and the innkeeper and his men rush you. Well, actually, coachmen fire and the men rush you. Lothar and Karin fire their blunderbusses at you. And blunderbuss is a very interesting weapon because it doesn't require agility, ballistic skill test. You only roll for misfire. So I'm going to roll individually. First for Lothar.
Oh, it blows up in his face.
He passed. Now for Karin. She didn't. I think.
They both die from having her blunderbuss explode in their faces.
Let me just quickly check the rules for the blunderbuss. Jesus, what a shit show this session is.
Yeah.
This session's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it is. Especially since this journey is really uneventful. At least, it's supposed to be.
It's like an episode of Jerry Springer now or something.
Oh yeah, here it is. Wait a second. Okay.
Like folding chairs flying in the air.
Yeah, here it is. Oh no, she didn't. She rolled 95 and it's only from 96. So she passed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sorry. Sorry, Conrad.
That would have been epic if she had it blow up in her face.
Yeah, the worst explosion is actually a strength 8 hit.
Jesus.
So in 4th edition the misfires are even more deadly. In 4th edition, if you have misfire, you have a pretty high chance of spending fate. Just so you guys know. But that's strength 3 hit, and it hits everyone. It hits your horse, and it hits both of you because it acts as a cone. So I'm going to roll for each and every one of you, starting with Cadwell. First location in which you are hit, it is leg. And now damage, strength 3, and I just don't remember its... okay. Roll me Cadwell agility minus 30. Normally you would test full agility, but you're on a horse.
Agility minus 30?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay, so you get the full damage, unfortunately. Now I'm Francisco. Let's see where he'll get hit. I'm going to roll full damage individually.
He's on the horse, right?
Yeah, and Francisco, Jesus, okay, I think on 0-1 he'll pass. That doesn't matter. And now the horse. Actually, yeah, now the horse. Let's see where he gets hit. The horse gets hit in 34, I think it's... I don't even know what the fuck, 44. It's one of the legs, okay. And the horse gets to test with... Yeah. Yeah, no luck. Cadveo, you get hit in the 81 in your leg with shrapnel. By the way, it's only the first shot because both of them fire.
Right.
For total of 8. You have full,
Eight?
yeah, you have full armor and full toughness because fortunately blunderbusses are not armor piercing.
What's Hardy do?
Hardy, it probably gives you either +5 to your toughness, or it gets
very
you,
resilient. I
very,
thought it was the same thing.
No, very resilient gets you +5. Hardy, I think, gets you something against either sicknesses or stuff like that. It doesn't do anything against blunderbuss, unfortunately.
Okay, I have 3 points of armor. I have toughness of 59, so
8, so nothing.
8.
So fortunately, you were peppered with shrapnel from Lothar's blunderbuss, but you didn't fold anything. That said, now it's Francisco, and he gets a solid portion of buckshot right into his chest. Nothing happens because it's 2, it's 5, and I guess he has armor. He has I mean, he doesn't have armor, but I believe he has a very high toughness.
I'm pretty sure
toughness
he had a
5.
toughness.
Yeah, so again, you hear the roar, you feel the stench of gunpowder. You yell with surprise and pain because let's face it, there is pain. It's just, you're not hurt too much by not taking any damage. Now it's your horse. Your horse is amazing. How much toughness does your horse have?
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'll create a document for you, Brian, but I'll need you to enter your horse's stat. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just check quickly. Because it's a normal horse, right?
Yeah, it's a riding horse.
Riding horse, okay. I have my rule book
I just gave
here.
it a name, basically.
Yeah, sure. So it's not like a war horse. It's a riding
No.
horse. Okay.
No, but I've had it for years. So.
Okay. So note that your horse only takes a single point of damage. This was Lothar's gun. Now it's Karin's. So once again we roll locations, starting with you, Cadveo. Fortunately, this is not head. This is arm for you. For Francisco, it will be arm, and for the horse, it will be leg. Or it will be leg. So, Cadveo, for you, second portion of broken glass, pebbles, stones, and of course, small leaden balls go into your arm for a total of nothing. Literally nothing happens to you. In case of Francisco, it goes for 9 total. I'm going to modify this on his character sheet. 9, so 4 go through. Oh, he's on minus 2 in that case. Okay, you are essentially... I will take crit for him. I won't spend fate. You guys are my witnesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only
He got
minus
hit
2, so it's not too bad.
Where did he get hit?
In the arm. 20. It's the. I don't. I have this chart here. Let me quickly check. 20 is left arm. Oh, it's his good one. Yeah.
I might leave him behind now.
Let's see. Oh, nothing. It's the lowest possible. It's 1, so I don't even think I'll. Let me quickly check. This is bullet damage. Yeah, he's not holding anything. He yells in pain, but that's it.
And that was -2?
Yeah, that was -2. And I've rolled 1 on the table, so literally nothing happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that's -2. Oh no, actually, sorry, it's -2. Yeah, good call, Brian. I should have. It's -2. Okay, you have. Yeah. He grabs his left hand with his right hand, and he yells loudly. Still nothing important. And your horse. Ooh. 11. Your horse takes another 7 points of damage.
Ouch.
Yeah, your horse brayed in pain from the blow, and now the the innkeeper and the 2 men that he's with rush you. They attack you, but they attack the horse. Yeah. You hear the innkeeper yell, "Kill the horse! Kill the horse!" Let's see. In that case, innkeeper, fortunately, you've quickly kicked him. You've aimed for his head, but because of the smoke and oh, by the way, very important thing, but because of the smoke and the chaos which erupted when Lothar and Karin discharged their blunderbusses, you've missed the head and struck him on the shoulder. That said, very important thing, Bran, your horse begins to panic. I need you to make me a charm animal, or whatever it is that it's called in English. You have to control your horse right now. It's a botch.
I'll use my last luck then.
Okay, you have your last luck. Sure thing. Reroll.
Yeah.
No.
At least it's not a bonus.
The horse is unresponsive. It begins to thrash around, braying with pain and fear. You can feel it pissing itself and shitting itself in terror. The stench of feces and ammonia mixes with the acrid smell of discharged gunpowder. Yeah, that's this is really getting out of control. You also know that until you control your animal, you won't be able to ride away from here, literally.
Are there any inadvertent attacks on the people around me if the horse is like spinning around going nuts?
No.
Get knocked over or anything?
No. Even worse, you have trouble fighting from this animal. The people that are attacking it have it easier. That's the thing, especially the man with the spear. But first, one of the innkeeper's lackeys raises the. I said that. How many of them were there? Innkeeper. There were supposed to be 6 people, so innkeeper and 3 of his men.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So 2 with the club, 1 with the spear. First goes with the club. He tries to smash the horse to the ground. These people are primitive, violent, and they're probably accustomed to doing such things, as horrible as that may sound. Cadveo, you once again realize that humans are trash. And he hit. The horse will try and dodge. It has 50% dodge. No. Unfortunately, the horse tried to jump away from the human which attacked it with the club. It failed. The club descended on the poor creature, but it fortunately did absolutely nothing. It just slid over its fur. The second man, the second villain, struck the animal in the forward leg. Now it can only really tank the blow. Deduct one more hit from it. One more hit point from it. You hear your horse being, just clubbed into sides, and the animal is just braying and, crying in pain. Cut veil. And finally, the man with the spear. He hit right in the torso. Oh, sorry, I've wrote twice D100. And I want to roll this. Another wound goes. It nicked the animal's skin. Yeah. Now, Bran, if you want, we have new turn. If you want to regain control, you have to make me a test. And it's a full action, by the way.
Okay.
Roll.
That's the horse's only chance.
Yeah.
Nope.
Francisco has enough of it. He draws his sword and begins to lay about with his blade.
This is good.
With his left hand, riding from a horse, which actually gives him, I believe, plus 10% when he attacks from the top. But the horse is panicking, so it gives him additional minus 20. And with his left... Okay, I'm just going to roll and just... Let's see if he'll even come close. No, he's not. You see that Francisco drew his weapon, the same weapon that he took from the Herald's camp. And even though it is a magnificent sword, Francisco in his current state is not able, to do anything with it. Lothar and Karin dropped their blunderbusses, drew their swords. Let me quickly see, and they also approach the horse, aiming their swords at it, which means that currently the animal is completely surrounded, which means that it will have even a harder time to break through. And now, unfortunately, the innkeeper and his cronies begin to attack. Innkeeper just lays around with his cleaver. Fortunately, he misses horribly. But the Cadveo, you are making sure that the innkeeper, who is this burly, huge man, stays as far away from your horse as possible, and you just, kick him hysterically with your legs, trying to put him at a distance, him and his cleaver. That said, you can't be everywhere at the same time, especially since the world is spinning as your horse, blind with panic and pain, just, spins around its axis. Francisco, you can hear cursing in Estalian, and laying around with his sword. What's the word? Puta madre! Just crying something like that, trying to kill your assailants. The three hoodlums, they try and do their best to just, dislodge you from your horse. The first hits the animal in the hind leg. The animal tries to jump away, but it will have a hard time. No, unfortunately not. The club descends on the hind leg, and this time it hurts for another 7 points. How much damage your horse already took?
I'm not sure. What's the?
It has 18 points.
Okay, we're at.
I think
-1.
-1. There was 7, and now it's another 7, and there were at least 3 1s and 2 7s, I think.
Yeah.
I get -1, -1, 7 somewhere. I remember this. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3 minus ones. I don't see the -7, but I remember it.
Yeah, there were two.
Yeah.
So how many ones?
So I think 3.
3.
So it sounds like 7. So it sounds like he's taking 17 points.
Okay,
Of damage
so he still has a single point, and then we'll try and then we'll go for the criticals, which animals actually do have. Now the man's compatriot, a sniveling-looking wretch with large nose and tiny, beady, evil eyes, also tries to strike your beautiful animal with the club, but fortunately, the horse just dances away. However, there's still the man with the spear, and the man with the spear aims his attack carefully and goes once again for the torso of your beloved animal. And this time it's 7 points. So 3 go through because your horse has toughness, so he's on -2. So I'm going to roll -2 for the quadrupeds. Oh shit. Whoa. 75 -2. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. Okay. It's 8. Oh yeah, leg damage for well, I mean, it's not leg damage. It's interesting. Teeth and claws. Yeah, okay, it's piercing in that case. Still, because the horse wasn't hit in the leg; it was hit in the chest.
Torso.
Yeah, torso. So it's -8. That's. Oh. Okay, so let me. The horse just lost. Is this he or she?
She.
Okay. The blow, the spear went for the groin, and is stunned for 1 round. It is completely stunned with pain. So for 1 round, it can do anything. New round, cut veil. What are you going to do? You can feel your horse dying, under you. The poor hapless animal is just being beaten to death, and
I'm gonna put my hands up and yell, "We yield!"
All right.
And I try to climb off the horse.
All right. You yield. Very well. As you do so, of course, the attack stops. I mean, there are like 2 more strikes at the animal, but the innkeeper is like, "Whoa! They surrender!" Right? Get down, you lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go down. Francisco is like hesitant for a split second, but he also drops his sword.
I'm like focused on the horse's wounds, like just looking right at him. Like, if they let me tend to him, I will.
Fetish, should we kill the animal? Asks one of the men, the one with the spear. No, leave it. We'll leave the animal. It will be valuable to us. The road wardens might even let us keep it after we'll give them this subhuman scum and the other 2 heretics. Lothar and Karin look at you, Cadveo. Nothing personal, but we don't want to hang because of you idiots, says Lothar. They did, shift their swords and picked up their blunderbusses. You are being disarmed, essentially. More people from the inn arrived, and the bartender ordered them to take care of Nils and Conrad, and suddenly you hear, by Sigmar's grace, mutant! And all of them look at the man that was standing to Nils, and he jumped away as if as if he grabbed a hot coal. And even from here, Cadveo, you can see that the man probably tried to check if Nils had, something, a weapon hidden under his cloak, under his priestly robes. and you can see that on his stomach is something that moves. An obscene parody of a mouth, smacking and issuing strange guttural sounds. We won't wait for the witch hunter, says the innkeeper, grabbing the spear from the man that was most successful in almost killing your horse, quickly covering the distance between himself and Nils, and just driving the spear into Nils's heart. Nils opened his eyes, shuddered, looked one last time in your direction, Cadveo, with this wide, frightened eyes filled with agony, and then he died. Mutant scum, says the innkeeper. We'll burn him outside the village. Actually, we'll crucify him, so the Templars and the road wardens will see that we are a devout community. All of your gear.
I look at the coach drivers, and I'm going to say that that's what Conrad was trying to do something about at the end.
You see that they are looking at each other, not so sure right now. Yeah, maybe he did, said Lothar. But he still killed that man in cold blood with a single strike. That ain't fair.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, the essentially after like a minute or two, all of you. By the way, Conrad, you regain your consciousness. The poison was probably either your organism is strong or it was supposed to to work very for a short time, so that you might only be tight and then threw into the cellar.
Yeah.
You wake up to your hands being tied behind your back, and you don't have anything on you except your shirt, your breeches, your boots. You see that first of all you hear the poor Cadveo's horse just braying quietly in pain as it's being led away from the stables to probably be tended to. You see Nils dead, and when your vision focuses enough, you see still the horrible stigmata on the young man's belly. Even though Nils is dead, his the spear is actually still embedded in his chest. The innkeeper didn't pull it out. You see that the mouth is still moving, still uttering these strange sounds. And you see your friends being just, tied. You also see the coachman calmly reloading the blunderbusses, and you see at least more than half a dozen people in the stables taking care of you, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You are groggy, you don't feel too well, but you see that neither Cadveo, well, actually you see that Francisco has been wounded rather, no, actually no, he hasn't. You see that only Francisco really took some beating. It looks like, you're not sure, but it looks like, shrapnel from probably one of those blunderbusses pierced his hand. But other than that, you're all fine. The big man in the innkeeper's apron, behind which he put his meat cleaver, says, the coachman here told us what you did in the village of, what was the name?
I forget.
In the village of
Ortbed? No. Volkhafen.
Volkhafen, in the village of Volkhafen. You killed a man in cold blood. And we here in Talabekland, we are good, honest people. We don't allow for something like that. You also this elf here supposedly wanted to use his Sigmar forbidden arcane powers to cast some kind of illusion, and you had a mutant in your midst. You will be locked in a cellar, and you await the arrival of the road wardens. Or you know what? In fact, we'll travel to Vurdbat. I'll send someone to Vurdbat, to the Temple of Sigmar, so they might send witch hunters for you. I reckon there will be pyres burned outside our village, not far from now.
We'll see who's on them.
Well, if you know, when you said that, he just approached you and he smashed you hard with his meaty hand into your face, really hard.
Yeah.
You lose 1 point of damage.
Okay. I spit and I say, "Is that all you got?"
Oh, God damn it.
Save your strength for when the Templars of Sigmar come for you, you dirty heretic bastard. Says the innkeeper. Frank, Getty, take them away. Lock them in the cellar. Yes. No, two men from the village just take you to the inn. Take you, like, you cross the common room in which many people just sit in silence and look at you with condemning eyes, some of them muttering heretics, elves, filth. Few of them even threw something at you, like, some like a bone from their table, or a chewed up piece of meat. You are brought down to the cellar, and you see that probably this inn also works as a jail in this village, because there is in fact a cell with like iron grated doors. They just throw you inside. They mount this large padlock, which looks very sturdy, actually. If you behave yourselves, says one of them, maybe we'll even bring you something to eat, eh? Well, not for the pointy-eared bastard here, but for you. And with that, and here's some water for you. And he he detached a small hip leather flask from his belt and just threw it in between the bars. As it slapped on the ground, you can hear that it's at best half full. There's a single not wax, but there's a single fatty candle lighting the entire cellar, which is reasonably large. So that means that where you are currently sitting in, there's almost no light. Cadveo can see very well, but the rest of you have trouble. Francisco is like, you had to kill that man in the inn, right?
No, I didn't have to. It just worked out that way. No one knows when more will come and claim them.
The funniest thing is that in the end you were right. There was something wrong with our priest of Sigmar.
The lying bastard.
I think I understand now why he was whipping himself so much. He probably thought that his god would take this stigmata from him. Well. So, what now, Master Elf?
I just have a blank look on my face, like blank expression, like I'm too furious to speak.
Yeah. Any ideas? Because when the Templars arrive here, from what I've heard about your witch hunters, I reckon that they'll probably light 2 large fires for us and 1 very large fire for you, Cadvale.
I've been warned to stay away from them.
From the witch hunters?
So we're in an interior room in the tavern right now?
You're in a small dug up cellar cell in a cellar, essentially.
We're locked in a cage in a basement.
Can I see? Like I'm gonna try and get out. Like somehow. I mean.
You also have your hands tied behind your back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Is are we still tied?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to work at my. I'm gonna try to break my bonds if I can, but I don't know if that's possible. Or
minus 30 strength test.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. No. They've tied you well.
Yep.
Francisco is like, I won't even be able to do that. One of my good arm is still busted, and my bad arm just took a bit of shrapnel, so it hurts like hell.
If we're in a cellar, can I like crawl around and look for a sharp rock of some sort?
You can roll for perception minus 20.
Okay. What's perception?
Intelligence. And you should have no.
No.
No, you don't see it here. Maybe if you'd, because this cell is dug in the wall of the cellar, so you are surrounded by earth. Only the door leading to it are very solid, and of course, I mean the entire cell is also reinforced with to the sides and above you, so that the earth won't come crashing down on you.
You said it's a minus 30 strength test to try and.
Yeah, if you wish so.
Farm out of it.
Yeah.
They are. By the way, on a botch, you make the bonds tighten so much that you won't be able to break them down yourselves. And you take a point of. You just lose a single hit point, just like that.
I kick Conrad.
Okay, you kick Conrad.
Conrad says, "You can blame me all you want. It's still Niels' fault."
No, it's your fault because you attacked that man.
Hey, the man put his hand on me and
who
told me
who cares if he
outside.
put his hand on you, puta? Cries Francisco. You could have waited for Nils to emerge from the tavern tomorrow. You could have waited on the road to beat some sense into him. No, you had to go in the middle of the night in front of half a dozen people in the fucking tavern and start knocking at the door.
You saw what he was.
Well, yes, but they didn't knew that back then, yeah? And besides, even if we would discover, even if you would, show those people that he was a mutant, you still kill the man in cold blood.
Well, hey.
Could I try to like untie someone with my teeth, maybe? Like Francisco, maybe?
Oh, you want to do something like that? You want to use your teeth? Okay.
I'm trying to get out of here.
Okay.
It's already pretty dire.
It's minus 30 test for you.
To agility or intelligence?
No, agility. Well, actually, no. First, it will be It will be two tests. First, it will be agility. It will be only minus 10 if you tell Francisco what you want to do. And then, when it comes to strength, it will be minus 30 if you want to do it with your teeth.
I thought it was going to be a tough test to see if your teeth get pulled out.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him what I'm doing first. I'm not just going to start chewing on his wrist or something.
Yeah, you tell him what to do. He's like, good luck. Just, I usually don't like it when they bite.
And
yeah, you've positioned yourself so that you have your face right next to his ass.
Awesome.
And his tight hands, and then you begin to chew.
Is this like strength or what?
Yeah, it is strength.
Oh.
I told you it was minus 20, right? Or minus 30. Okay, let's say minus 20. It's going to be more fun that way. Well, the elf apparently knows how to use his mouth.
Yeah.
Because he removed Francisco bonds with his teeth. He's like, Francisco is like, oh, mi hermano, you are more skilled than the working girls of Bilbali with those teeth of yours. I am free. Actually, I would like. Actually, no, I don't want to. Right, I'm going to untie you, both of you, with my one semi-good hand. That means that you need to roll agility. But he does take he takes his time, so he will have bonuses. First of you, for you, Brian, for you, Cadveo, sorry. No. After 10 minutes, he is not able to remove your bonds. He's like, don't move. But finally, he succeeds. Right, you untie Conrad, says Francisco, you're clearly exhausted. Although I'm not sure if we should...
I stare at Conrad.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I'm not sure if we should untie him.
Untie me, don't untie me. It doesn't matter. I won't burn. It's not my doom.
Fantastic. You know what, Cadveo, untie him. We're in this together, right? But just so you know, Ostlander, when this is over, you and I we're going to have some wars. You untie him?
So we have, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you were asking something, Brian?
No, I was just thinking for a second.
Okay. By the way, how much time do we have left, guys?
I'm good, I think. I mean, as long as Sean is.
Yeah, I mean, how much more do we need to go to wrap it up?
Well, I mean, I can play for like half an hour more. Less,
yeah.
if you want to. It's up to you, Sean. I don't know if you have something to do, right?
No, I mean, nothing that's super time pressing. So.
Okay, cool. Okay, so do you untie Conrad, Cadveo?
Yes.
All right, you've untied Conrad. You are still in this cell. Any ideas? Asks Francisco.
Well, see if we can bend these bars. Get out.
You are insane. You want to bend iron bars.
Yeah.
We also have to get our gear, otherwise we're as good as dead.
Yeah, by the way, Cadveo, you don't even have your cloak on you.
Yeah.
You are only, all of you are only in your trousers and your shirts and your boots, of course. They were civilized enough to let you keep your boots. Yeah. Well.
Apparently, all I need is my fists to kill people. So.
Yeah, sure thing. You can kill those people with fists while we'll make our escape. That's
sounds good to me.
A good idea. If you have a death wish, that's a good idea. So.
Can I start feeling the wall for like a loose board or?
There's not a loose board. This wall is, like I said, the cell has been dug into the earth, into the wall of the cellar. It's been reinforced. Actually, okay. You know what? Let's make this interesting. You're right, Brian. Roll me perception, and pray for a very low roll, like super low. Holy shit! Boy,
that's pretty low.
Yes, that's the low roll that I was talking about. You can't believe your luck. You literally can't. This is insane. The sides of no. Sides of the cell have been reinforced with wooden like planks. If you watched any thriller where the psychopath, locked his victims in the cell, you know that they sometimes do this. Catvale begins to check every single one of those planks, while you, Conrad and Francisco, you look at the very sturdy and solid-looking gate. When suddenly you hear the elf like, and you see that when you turn around, you see that he pulled one of the planks, and behind this plank is a tunnel. Clearly, someone, honk honk, clearly someone prepared for themselves an escape route from this place. Wow, says Francisco. Alright. Let's go, I guess.
Yeah.
After you, elf?
Tunnel. Yeah.
Ladies and elves first.
I'm the first one out of here. I don't care.
Now, the tunnel is incredibly narrow and incredibly tight. It's claustrophobic to the extreme. You begin to crawl, one after another, and the worst thing is that the last person to crawl won't be able to set the planks behind him or her. You guess that this place was probably built by, the tunnel was made by someone, by a friend of someone who was locked here. So that when they escaped, one person was able to move quickly through the tunnel and, secure the hole with the plank. But you don't care, you just crawl. Elf goes first, Conrad goes second, and Francisco goes last. And Francisco goes very, very slowly because he has one busted arm. That said, you are making your way through the tunnel, and it's a long way. You crawl for at least 30 minutes, if not more.
Holy shit.
It's completely dark, even for you, Catvale. You only you essentially have to navigate your way, with your hands in front of you, checking for all the things, and warning your friends of about any gaps, stones emerging in front of you, stuff like that. Good thing is that the tunnel is just straight. It doesn't branch, it doesn't, change directions, nothing like that. It's just completely straight, and eventually, you, at some point, because, by the way, it's also very hard for you all to breathe here. There's very little air circulation, and you are moving so close to each other because, otherwise you're afraid what might happen, that you're just sweating profusely. But eventually, Catveo, you feel the breeze on your face. You feel the air. And soon you think you see exit. Because remember, you arrived in this place at the early evening, so now it's already dark outside. You see branches moving in front of you. Leaves. You can hear the forest. And eventually you emerge from a hole in the ground in the middle of the forest, somewhere in Talabek land. You are completely covered in sweat, mud, dirt, filth. You look honestly like some boogeyman from one of the horror stories told to naughty children in the more forested areas of the empire. But you are free. Above you are the canopies of the Talabek land trees and the night sky filled with stars. You don't know where you are. You don't know which way is which. which direction is which. What now?
Can I try to orient myself?
You have navigation.
I thought I did. Let me.
I thought you had like outdoor survival or something.
That's not the
don't-
same.
I don't see navigation.
If you have not outdoor survival,
Oh, I do. Yeah,
you have. Cool.
I have navigation.
Roll in that case with -10.
Nice.
You wrote? Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you know where you are. You're probably like 2 miles outside of the village. If you look at the map of the Empire, guys, I'll show it to you. You're somewhere. You see the pink?
Yeah.
You're somewhere here.
Okay.
The village is somewhere here.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Where are we? Asks Francisco.
About 2 miles away from the village.
Let's get as far away from it as possible, and then
With the clothes on our backs.
do you want to return there? Really? For all we know, they might already discover that we're gone. Hell, for all we know, there might already be road wardens there, if not the
Well,
Templars.
maybe we can create a distraction. Set the horses free and light the stable on fire while we get inside and get our stuff.
Well, we don't know where our stuff is, right? We don't know where they took it. They might redistribute it between themselves. Those fancy swords of mine and Conrad, your bow, it's clear that those people won't give them to the authorities. They're much more valuable to them. They will probably try to sell them. Or keep them as, for themselves.
Like out of character, I would know it's suicide to go into the woods without any kind of weapons or anything, though, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you would probably still manage to survive in the woods. If you would be lucky. And, well, not even very lucky. But you know that, for example, Francisco with his one busted arm and Conrad, they would probably have trouble.
Starve.
That's something, completely besides the point.
I said we go back and we set the other horses free.
Yeah, we
so
go.
We can buy ourselves some time to get away.
By the way, guys, just so you know, you are exhausted. You're not even tired. You're exhausted. You've escaped from your last village in the middle of the night. Didn't rested for a bit on your way, and you've been locked in a cell, and you've crawled for 2 miles through the claustrophobic underground tunnel. You haven't eaten in a long time, and you haven't drunk. Well, okay, let's say that you've drunk the water that you were given in the cell. But still, this is you are on the verge of just collapsing. Conrad, what do you think? Although I'm dreading the answer, says Francisco. Hey, let's go there and beat them up, eh?
No, I think we need to get away from there and get towards Workbad and Karl, but that town will burn if it's the last thing I do.
I'm pretty sure it will.
I've learned a thing or two about your culture, and I know you won't get very far without your money.
Well,
I didn't have any money left anyway. They took it all from me.
I also think we should get away from this town, says Francisco. We're in no position to do any diversion. Maybe if we would know where they're keeping our stuff, but the entire village is against us. We are characteristic, Cadveo. I have a broken arm and I'm a foreigner. You are an elf, and Conrad is Conrad. There are road wardens after us, after what Conrad did in that inn, and now they will also send Templars after us because apparently we harbored a mutant in our midst. and we are too weak to do anything. If you would get caught, I don't think that this time they would even throw us in the cell. Plus, they might already spot this exit that you found.
Yeah, we definitely need to get away from this tunnel.
The coachman said that there was this one village before Woodbat, Hermsdorf, I think they called it. Remember, it's supposed to be overlooking the entire place. The Woodbat Valley.
Yeah.
Maybe we could steal some clothes there, or maybe some food, and maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll even find those kidnappers there who took Karl.
Yes, let's hope. In fact, I want to find them, and I want to pay them back for this trip.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. I don't think that we'll be getting any money back from this trip, even if we get back to the Crusade. Which I also doubt that we will, in all honesty. I mean, unless we'll find the child.
Yeah, let's go. Which way? Lead us, Master Elf.
Well, I mean, what do you say, Catvale?
I'm like folding my arms, just glaring at both of the humans, and I turn around and just start walking the way of the next village.
Oh, good thing that we convinced him, eh? asks Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you follow. Yeah. And you follow the elf.
Yeah.
You walk through the forest in the middle of the night, with only your shirts on your back, and nothing else. The hunger gets to you very quickly. The thirst even quicker, despite it being early spring. And it's cold in the night, even in the forest. The cold wind rushes in between the trees and chews your skin to the bone. Everyone roll me toughness, please. I'm going to roll for Francisco. Nah. You've passed, Brian. Nice.
So we lost all of our gear.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Yeah.
So you can remove everything from your sheets.
No armor.
No armor, no rations, no weapons, no water, no artifacts, nothing. Reminds me the first time that I ran the 1,000 Francs. At this time, I had a similar situation, but the party lost their entire gear in a completely different manner when they've tried to wrestle with an ogre for money, and they've lost.
Interesting.
Yeah. Tell you one day about it. Anyway, you are moving through the forest. At some point, Francisco begins to sneeze and cough. Also, at some point, you are too tired to move further. You just slump under a large tree, and just go to sleep. And there's no chance for any of you to take watches. You're just too tired. Maybe Catvale would be able to, but only for a single watch, and even then it would be only for a short one. Well, actually, Conrad, you too. So if you guys want, you can take like 2-hour watches.
Conrad's just gonna sleep. He doesn't care.
Okay, so Catvale, you take any watch?
I'll take a watch.
Okay.
Does Francisco?
No, Francisco is too exhausted. Literally. He's heavily wounded. He's sick, so there's no chance for him to take watch. And you dream. All of you dream. So I'm going to ask both of you. You see, this is the moment where supposedly one of you should turn off your microphone and speakers, but let's make it
that was my
easier.
wife walking into the room. Sorry.
Yes, let's make it easier. Let's start with Cadveo. You stand on an open plain of black stone. The sky is pure white, and your child self stands before you, miles away yet almost within arm's length. A huge raven with an unusually long pointed beak descends from the sky and carries the child away in its claws. On the horizon you can see a garden of stones, in the center of which stands a withering tree. That's what you see. And then suddenly the dream changes. You stand at the base of a mountain. On one side, a rugged footpath leads to the summit, and on the other, a staircase is cut into the rock. Karl stands at the top of the staircase, looking down at you. What do you do, Cadveo?
Karl?
Karl.
I go down the staircase.
So use staircase or a rugged footpath. Because on one side, a rugged footpath leads to the summit, and on the other, a staircase is cut into the rock.
I guess I use the footpath.
Okay. Use the footpath, and the dream ends. Now, Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
You stand on an open plain of black stone. The sky is pure white, and your child self stands before you, miles away yet almost within arm's length. A huge raven with featherless, leathery skin descends from the sky and carries the child away in its claws. On the horizon you can see a garden of stones, in the center of which stands a withering tree. And then the dream changes. You stand at the base of a mountain. On one side, a rugged footpath leads to the summit, and on the other, a staircase is cut into the rock. Karl stands at the top of the staircase, looking down at you. What do you do?
Go up the stairs.
Alright, you go up the stairs. As you near the top of the staircase, you notice a cave opening behind Karl. He slowly turns and enters. What do you do?
I call out to him, wait.
He doesn't respond. He goes into the cave.
I try to follow.
You do?
Yeah.
You follow Karl into the cave. Everything goes black. Roll me willpower. Nice. Okay. Very nice. All of you awaken right before at dawn's first light. You are all exhausted and tired, very hungry and parched. You're all cold and miserable. And this is essentially how Polish Warhammer looked for a very long time. This is how everyone in Poland ran this game. We even had a special name for that. Polhammer, I believe it was called. Or the Autumn Tale, as it was also called. Anyway, you as you shiver, you look around you. All around you, there is this damp forest, filled with strange sounds. Well, fortunately, it's not like the forest around Wolfenburg, but you don't feel too sure laying under a tree, well, half laying, half sitting under a tree here. You move forward, I presume. You get up and you just walk.
Yeah.
Cadveo, if you can use your outdoor survival, if you have it, to...
I want to pray to Isha for guidance as well.
Okay, and I'm going to check if Francisco has outdoor survival. He does not. It's basic, but he does not.
Oh, I'm out of luck too.
Jesus. Okay, you know, guys, what? This row stands, and something will happen on the next session. Let me just quickly say that this looks like this. You move through the forest, Cadveo, and you try to find something to eat, anything. You know, maybe some berries, maybe even, you know, some kind of edible tree bark or moss. Not to mention you search for a stream or watering hole, anything. It was only after a few seconds that you realize that you hear the characteristic sound of growling coming from the bushes in front of you, and something large making your way towards your position. But what it's going to be, we'll find out on the next session.
Damn it.
Yes, this is the so-called cliffhanger.
I was gonna say, and then next week we'll be reenacting that scene from The Revenant where.
Yeah, the bear.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Now, guys, today was actually we will do the points just so you know. Next game we'll probably be able to play on the 13th of September. I don't know if you're cool with that.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I can.
Now, but there's a problem. First of all, we don't know what's with Andy. I will ask him if he'll be back at all. And second of all, I'm not sure about Jason as well because he has some stuff. So
Yeah.
if that would be game for you two only, then we'll think if we're going to play, or maybe if we'll try one shot of something else while we wait for the guys, if you're cool with that. I would honestly much more prefer, you know, one-shotting something, maybe Delta Green, so we won't lose the momentum, so to speak.
Right.
Because I would really like at least, you know, to have Jason on board, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to.
Yeah.
I think that's only fair. What do you say, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
The only weekend in the only Sunday in September I can't do it is the 20th.
Is the 20th? Well, fortunately, 20th would be after 13th. So
Right.
after 13th,
I'm just saying if we
yeah.
I'm just saying if we have to reschedule, I cannot do it that day.
Okay. Well,
For
yeah.
sure.
Remember that I can also, you know, I can practically also play, you know, on Saturday, stuff like that. So we can always reschedule at some other time. So that's it.
Yeah.
For today's game, it was lengthy, so I'll give you all base 75 points. Now for your characters, each of you gives. Oh, by the way, the 75 points also go to Jason.
Okay.
Just as we've agreed before. Now for your characters, 10 points each for your professions. I really like Conrad and Cadveo. Seriously, very cool characters. Very, very cool. Now your place of birth, Cadveo.
Not sure I said anything about Athaloran.
Okay.
Specifically.
Yeah, I mean, you had quite a few opportunities, you know, the forest, stuff like that. But I understand it's, you know, you don't always have to like RP or any of the things that you basically get points for. It should be natural, so I understand. Sean Ostlander, I'll give you 10 points.
Okay.
Because you were stubborn and very like straight, when it comes to your principles, and Ostlanders are like that. They are like bulls. Very nice. Now, after that, we have religion. Katveo, I'll give you 10 points. You've prayed to Isha when you foraged for food. That was cool, and I think that there was also one more thing during the game, but I've forgotten what it was. But I saw that today. Also, of course, Sean, you also get 10 points. Very nice. I love interaction with Nils. I loved the way that you were more holy than the priest. Very cool. Yeah, very nice, and that's very witch huntery, by the way. So yeah.
Well, that's because earlier today I was like, oh, one of the exit careers for a judicial champion is witch hunter. How interesting.
How interesting. How peculiar. Yeah. Now, star sign. Brian, what about you?
Dragamus the Drake. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I always forget.
Courageous, strong, and doomed.
Yep.
I think I hit like all those with the conflict with Conrad. Like I'm kind of in it now.
Courageous, yeah, I think so too. So 10 points. After that, we have Conrad, you.
Yeah, the two bullocks, which I always forget what it is. Something about fertile and skilled. Yeah, I don't know. I was skilled in killing that guy with one punch.
Fertile and skilled. I will give you 10 points for that.
Okay.
As funny as that might sound, this was a very good show of skill. Even though it bit you in the ass in the long run, killing someone with one punch is extremely impressive.
Yeah, well, he does also have the very strong and Street Fighter or whatever. So technically,
oh Jesus, that would be even harder.
Yeah, so I definitely
you would be like some guy from a manga. You would one punch his head off.
Yeah, but that's the thing is it's like it did not for 1 second cross my mind. I thought I was gonna especially after doing the 1 hit point on the door. I was like, I'm probably just gonna, piss this guy off. That's what's really gonna happen. But,
yeah, okay, very nice. So that was 10 for you. Now let's go for Dooms. Brian?
Absence makes the heart grow weaker.
Okay. Would you say that in that case?
Yeah, I've been trying to roleplay like my ever-evolving sense of place in the old world, I guess. Like, the events from today's session probably makes Cat Valley, think he's even more of an outcast now. His only friends are a couple of murderers, and got him.
Just one murderer, thank you.
Well, yeah, but we're all wanted now, so...
Very good explanation, Brian. I like it a lot. 10 points for you. Now, we have Sean. What about you?
My doom is the flashing blade shall carve thy end, and I missed. I tried to get the opportunity back. I missed it when they told me that they were going to burn me alive, and I after they said that, I thought of something that was too late. That I was like, I'll just challenge them to trial by combat, because I can't, because I won't die by the flame. I will die by the sword, and. But I missed that. But then I tried to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm going to give you 5 points for that.
Yeah, that works.
You did try. You've said that was very nice. Race, Brian, you get 5 points. Very cool. Your elf is fantastic. You have a knack for playing non-humans. Both Sally and the elf were, for example, much cooler than Vrentar. Vrentar was good, but he was only good, and Katveo and Sally were awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you should stick to playing. And I remember that Ira was also very nice. It was a couple of years now. It's a couple of years now since you've played him, but I remember that I liked him as a Slayer very much. Now
I've been looking at a rune master, master runesmith as a
very
potential
nice.
backup.
Yeah, Master Runesmith. Well, I mean, at your point levels, Master Runesmiths and Runesmiths in general are usually a great choice. The only thing is that on the run, on the road, it's very hard to forge runes, and the dwarves. It would be like I saw a lot of time people saying, oh, I'm going to play Master Runesmith, I'm going to give everyone in my party runes, which dwarves don't work like that, especially runesmiths.
Well, can't you inscribe like a temporary rune?
You can,
but
but it would be incredibly undwarfish for them to just make runes for everyone around them.
Well, there's the rule of pride, right?
The rule of
where
pride,
you're not allowed to make a copy.
But more important, it's for example, imagine you a dwarf making a rune for his elf buddy in the party. Yeah.
Yeah.
Runes are holy to the dwarves, and for them, to just give them like candy, left and right, it would be incredibly anticlimactic. So if you would want to play a runesmith, which is cool, I would make sure that you knew that this is like, you would have to work in seclusion. You'd have to be very like not xenophobic, but these are secrets that are only known to your race and no one else.
I think it'd be cool as like a utilitarian character, like a MacGyver of sorts. Like if you knew you're going to go in a certain situation, you could do some temporary runes beforehand.
Well, yeah, I mean, runesmiths, remember, they also usually have engineering skills, and that's actually very good. So,
Yeah.
So you can repair stuff, build stuff like that. Okay, guys, ideas which push the game forward today. Punching the man in the throat.
Throat punch.
I don't think there were any, honestly.
No, that that wasn't much of an idea.
Yeah. Noose, as you've discovered, was a mutant. He had a burping mouth on his belly, and he was just, trying to remove it by scouring himself with a whip and praying to Sigmar. And the mouth was, making fun of him. Was just, was just mocking him. The taint of chaos is everywhere. So that's it for today's points. It's very interesting now what will happen next. Very interesting. Yeah, I think so. And next time we are playing on 13th. And let's hopefully with Jason and maybe even Andy. Let's see. We shall see, I mean. So anyway, I wish you all good night or good day in your case rather. And I'll see you soon.
All right.
Cool.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye bye.